Hello, everyone. Say hi, gang.
Hi,
Howdy.
gang.
Howdy.
Welcome to our final episode of Extra Life Tabletop Weekend here in the Bounce House. It's been a long one, but we have one more fantastic session with four more fantastic players, and I'm so excited to round out this weekend with this game. Deadlands, Savage Worlds, another setting that I adore, very fantastic, so check that out if you haven't yet. Checking in on our goal here, we're at $575 of 1,000. Great progress. I'm really happy. Even if we end here, that's fantastic. We went over what I raised last year, so I will take it, but we'd love to get a little bit more, and there's some incentives along the way that you can help out the crew here if you so wish. But let's say hello to that crew first. I'm going to go over to my right with Ellie, new to the Bounce House. Welcome. Say hello.
Hello, welcome. Thanks for having me. I'll be playing the role of resident Weird West muckraker Bonnie Parker. She is looking for a story. She's going to get that story, and nothing's going to get in the way of making the truth known.
I think very good for a member of the Twilight Legion, yes. Welcome. Glad to have you. And opposite that, Aaron, hello. Say hello and tell us who you're playing.
Hi, I'm Erin. I will be playing Kittredge, a witch on the run from pretty much everyone.
Awesome. All right, let's go down to Zach. Say hello.
Howdy, everyone. I'll be playing Ben Hennessy, who's a very pretty but very dumb cowboy who joined up with the Twilight Legion on account of him and his brother seeing some pretty peculiar things out there.
Is that your mothership patch? Pretty but dumb? Or dumb but
if
pretty?
this was a mothership patch, it'd be that or Too Pretty to Die.
There you go. There you go. And last but not least, Travis. Hello. Tell us about yourself and who you're playing.
All right. Hello, everybody. I am Travis, a.k.a. Indy. I'll be playing Samuel Hodge, Hex Slinger extraordinaire, who never turns down a good card game.
All right, we'll see if we can find one of those to get to. So I will be your marshal today, Todd Moonbounce. Thank you all for being here with us, of course. So we are playing Deadlands, a setting for the Savage Worlds system. For any of you not familiar with that, we'll maybe talk about that along the way as we play. Let's talk about those incentives we have for the players, for donations. Donation, ! Donate in the chat right there, and you can get to my fundraising page and find those. Specifically for our Deadlands game, for every $10 donation, the group will get a single Benny that they can use, not per member, but go into a group pool that they can draw from. So keep track of that. So every $10 there will grant a Benny. Which in Savage Worlds, bennies are kind of an inspiration type token, can be used to make rerolls and other things like that. For $25, hope we get at least one or two of those. We have the adventure cards that the players will get. So adventure cards are a cool extra system for Savage Worlds, and have all kinds of the normal use is I think you deal out like one per session, and the players can use those at any time, and there's all sorts of pretty fun things that can impact the game. For $50, we will give auto successes, so similar to those bennies, we'll just keep a pool, a tally up there, so if they ever just want an auto success, that will be available. And then finally, for $75, a PC monologue. We will put one of our fine players on the spot and have them go on a rant, probably based on the situation. So if you'd like to listen to that, that is that. So of course, anything is appreciated if you are able to contribute. Also, just sharing our event and inviting people in is another great way to help support what we're doing here. So let's see, giveaway. Yeah, let's get to that. So also, Pinnacle is helped out with the giveaway tonight very graciously. We have 5 $20 coupons to their online store. So if you need some content within Savage Worlds, lots and lots of stuff there. We have 5 different digital coupons for that. So we're going to give 2 away right before our break, and then we'll give the last 3 away at the end of the session. So let me get that started. I meant to do so while introductions are going, but it's okay. It'll start right now. Should be live. So exclamation point Swade, SWADE in the chat, and you can be entered to earn one of those coupons there. So definitely get in on that. All right. I think that's everything. Sit back, enjoy. Thank you for being here. Players, are you all ready?
Ready as I'll ever be.
As you
Ready to
can
ride,
be, yeah.
Marshall.
No turning back now.
All right. Let's get into it. Our story begins as the four of you who've come together in various ways or reasons, all members of the secret organization Twilight Legion, which is a group of individuals that seek out the strange and weird throughout the West. And you happen to be on a train heading west to investigate some missing cargo. The train along the Denver Pacific rail line heading through Nevada. As we come, I think we'll just come onto that train ride. So would all of you be together? Tell us, let's go around and, what does that train ride look like for the four of you? Don't all speak at once.
Yeah.
Well, taking an aisle seat rather than a window, oddly enough, is a rather small, short little lady, probably on the younger side. She couldn't be more than 23 for sure, but boy, she's seen a few things and she'll tell you all about them. It's this little blonde woman with a camera box at her feet that she's got perched on to sit a bit better on the bench, and a notebook in one hand with a pen in the other. She's taken the aisle seat because she's looking to keep her eyes and ears peeled on what's going down on this train, and leans over to the friend sitting next to her and says, boy, all these people, all these stories. Yeah, that missing cargo sure is good, but what do you think that guy in that big old hat has going on?
I think Kittredge is sitting next to her, and she looks at the man in the big hat that she pointed out, and immediately clocks him and says, think it might be Marshall, retired. She sort of sinks down in her chair. She is also looking everywhere, but entirely out of suspicion. She does not want to be seen.
Out of character, does Fawn know that Kittredge is on the run?
I don't think so. She wouldn't spread that around.
All right. I just glance over, kind of sit up in my
Bonnie,
chair.
give me a probably common knowledge. There's not a lore roll, right? Common knowledge is probably
Common knowledge.
yeah. Give me a common knowledge roll. Let's do -2. Make it interesting.
All right.
How wanted is Kittredge?
We got a critical failure. This is gonna be.
Oh no! Critical
Oh,
failure.
All right.
Critical failure, gang, out there is so 2 1s. Snake Eyes there, and generally it's very, very, very bad. Man, what's a critical failure? I'll ask you. Any thoughts on this? This is really so just to see if you maybe did, as your background investigating stories and things like that. Maybe you did, maybe seen a face on a poster or something like that. You definitely don't. Any thoughts on a potential critical failure for that?
This is to if I've heard if Kittredge is on the run.
Yeah.
Oh,
There's probably,
I've absolutely seen her face on a poster before, but it was for the the show at that new theater, that group that was coming into town playing the saloon. It's you, Miss Kittredge. I saw you playing the piano and singing so nice.
Yeah, I think that's definitely where you saw me.
Oh, I'm such a...
I am a piano player, and that's where you know me from.
Oh, ma'am, I'm such a fan. Well, don't you worry
Nice
about that
to
big old
meet one.
Marshall. I bet he loves a good tune.
Why don't we keep this little thing to ourselves? How about that?
Oh, I'm the very soul of discretion, Miss Kittredge.
She sort of gives you a once over, and it's like, sure, soul of discretion.
Sitting right in front of them, not eavesdropping, but just listening. What's the difference? He doesn't know what eavesdropping is. Turns around and says, "You know, back in the bar car, I did see a piano back there. If you wanted to tickle the ivories a bit, I'm sure you get people to listen. Maybe throw some money your way."
I don't work for tips, cowboy.
You don't work?
I get paid up front.
That's smarter. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea, generally. Y'all with the are y'all with the thing, the group, what's the sign? He like holds up like his hands like a turkey. He's like something like this, and then you're supposed to say lunch in Tennessee, something like that.
You hear from the next aisle over. Secret hand signs don't do a whole lot of good if you start trying to explain to the other people what they actually are.
Right. Sorry.
But yes, I'm here on business with the Legion.
So you are. Wait, then you two are you also having lunch?
Yes, I believe I am
Have
having
some
lunch.
sandwiches or something? I'm here with the Tomorrow Legion, Bonnie Parker, crack reporter. You might have heard me.
You said you're a reporter,
Oh yes.
so you write in them newspapers.
Oh yes, all the finest.
Well, I definitely never read your name then.
Oh,
Don't put a lot of faith in that written word there.
Oh, I'm sure there's a lot of faith to be found in it. I just can't read it. Got kicked out of school in the 3rd grade.
oh well. Move over, Mr. Hodge. Mr. Hennessy, come. We'll start. We'll get you started on your letters in a moment.
Oh, I ain't so sure that's a good idea. Might be a long train ride for the both of us.
Well, we'll make sure we get your letters at our destination then.
Oh. Well, oh.
But
Now I'm nervous.
you're with the Legion, are you?
Yeah, with the was it Twilight? Twilight Legion. Sorry, not supposed to say it out loud.
Miss Kittredge here is undercover.
Yeah, so don't go spreading nothing around now.
Out of character for our viewers, Bonnie has the big mouth entrance.
He looks at Kittredge, like, just looks at where she's sitting, like, do you need a blanket, a cover? I can go get you one from I think they got some extras in the back of the train.
Yeah,
really-
you know, that is exactly what that means. Why don't you go do that?
All right, I'm gonna go do that. Pardon me, ladies, sir. He'll head to the back of the train, see if they've got extra blankets. Where are we in the States? Is it like super duper hot right now?
It is. So
Good.
it'll be good
Good.
as much as I am loving this. Fantastic all around. Why not have bennies all around for the fantastic RP introduction to everyone. So you're heading through Nevada, and Ben, you head back to try and find one of the cars that can offer the item you're looking for. The rest of you just sit there and take maybe a moment of silence or lack thereof with Miss Parker being around. And there is a loud boom that you hear at the front of the train, and the train rocks heavily. Everyone give me agility checks. Sure.
Oh boy. Oh, hey, this is the thing I'm good at. Hold on a second.
Agility or athletics?
Athletics or agility, Marshall?
I'll let you choose. Let's go athletics. Let's go athletics.
It's a 3 for Bonnie. I'm gonna re-roll it with the Benny I just got, which didn't actually come through, so I'll just do it as a free re-roll.
Okay.
That's a 4 for Bonnie. I'm holding.
All right. Kittredge?
That is a 5 for Kittredge.
Okay. Standard success there. How about for the gentleman?
I got a 4. At least I'm pretty
Okay.
sure that's what that number means.
That'll be a 15 for Mr. Hodge.
Jesus. Watch this guy. The craziest dice exploding luck ever in this game. All right.
That is something truly
Meanwhile,
ridiculous.
I kicked us off with crit fail, and you soaked up all the luck.
That's right.
Played a,
So everyone is able to, despite being rocked as the train jolts from this explosion, you are able to maintain yourself and not have any, bump into anything, have any damage or anything like that. But the train then starts crawling to a halt. The other passengers starting to murmur and kind of panic, wondering what is going on.
The hell was that?
Hennessy, Ben is walking back up the aisle. He passes them. So I figure I'm going the wrong way. Was going the wrong way at that point. He starts walking towards the front of the train.
I think that was our job, Mr. Hodge. And Kittredge gets up and then realizes she's in the window seat.
Mr. Hennessy, wait! And I'm trying to wrangle my big camera box and just chasing after him down the aisle, thus leaving room for Kittredge to get out of the seat.
Yeah, Kittredge also follows.
I'll stand up after a few moments and just kind of just muttering to myself. I have to remind the Legion I'd rather just work alone. These people, and then follow behind them.
So all heading towards the front of the train to the commotion.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So there's a few other individuals that do kind of get up and are moving about. But you go through, you're in one of the passenger cars. There's a few of those. And then, you get into like a luggage car as well. But you get to that last passenger car, and an individual comes and meets you the other way. And he has already bruising up a little bit. Some scrapes and whatnot. Looks a little disheveled. But you do recognize it as the conductor of the train, who introduced himself prior as J.P. Halstead. And it says, folks, yes, sorry for the trouble. Seems that we had a bit of a blow with the engine. We might be in a bit of a bind here. Gonna have to take a look at it and see if we can carry ourselves the rest of the way into the next town there. If y'all wouldn't mind just sitting tight, unless any of you all are good with the machinery.
Yeah, Ben just shakes his head and turns around and looks at everyone else.
Mr. Halstead, what do you mean the engine blew? That
Engine blew.
well, I know is that
Explosion.
normal?
Boom.
Well, I know, but what? I mean, do they do that? I don't ride a train too damn often, but
Yeah,
never been on one
sometimes,
that
yeah.
just blew up.
Sometimes, there's a lot going on in there. You get the heat, burning that coal and pushing those pistons to move that thing, and a little bit of steam, all kinds of things going on, and sometimes you just get a bad gasket on those seals, and there you go.
Engines do not just go boom, Mr. Halstead. Clearly, there must have been some negligence or possibly some sabotage. And either way, I am going to get that story. Come on, Mr. Hodge, Mr. Hennessy, Miss Kittredge. I just start. I'm trying to muscle my way through to keep going. Like press pass.
Give me.
Like a spirit roll.
Either athletics to physically get through, or if there's something else that you want to try to utilize to do what you're trying to do, just push through.
I would like to, if one's willing, invite another player into this and say that Bonnie is small. She's like 5 foot high, 110 pounds sopping wet kind of thing. She's not going to be able to muscle past someone who's blocking a train cart, but she'll sure try with her, pushing with her box. I'm like, oh.
That sounds like you're pushing me, and so I'll just tip my hat to the conductor and say, the lady wants to go up front, sir. I reckon it's probably easier to let her go than to try to stop her.
And trust me, if you need to start working on that engine, I just let her through. You spend all afternoon going back and forth with her, and we ain't got time for that.
Are we leaning for a persuasion roll there?
I am.
Okay.
Because
Go
I'm
for
very,
it.
I'm very charismatic,
Persuasion.
which is not the type of character that I usually play. So bear with me. But I'll roll persuasion.
Charismatic
Before
rocks
you
and rocks.
before you announce your result, at least, Bonnie, go ahead and give me a support roll of your choice that you think fits. You can be a persuasion as well if you want.
Yeah, I'll go with persuasion.
Okay.
You should
Now-
listen to the gentleman, Mr. Halstead, and learn to mind your manners when speaking to a lady.
Now, Todd,
Yeah.
question for you, Marsha. I get a free reroll on persuasion rolls. Does that mean both dice, or does that just mean one die?
I think both. We'll
All
call
right.
it both.
So, it's full reroll, yeah.
Yeah. And you
Well,
will
yeah,
have
that's way
a
better.
+1 to your result, thanks to Bonnie's support there.
Stand by. I'm still rolling dice. Oh, good lord. Stand by. Still rolling dice. Okay, so I got
You will get by, but we will wait for that result.
I got a +1.
Yeah, plus and a +1.
Okay, so that is a 25.
Wow.
Good thing you got that one. 24 might have just been right there on the razor's edge.
Yeah.
Might not have done it.
Yeah.
The conductor sees this, somewhat persistent, maybe a little intimidating group, but probably mostly just persistent group in front of him, and just kind of lets out a heavy huff of impatience and says, "Just don't touch anything. We don't want to cause any more trouble." And then steps aside and allows the four of you to head through.
I don't think anything that we would touch is going to be worse than an explosion.
Sounds like if it blew up, we probably couldn't make it any worse.
I reach up to slap Ben on the chest and say, "Told you I'd get us past them."
Yeah, that you did. That you did. I never had a horse blow up on me, except for that one time.
After it ate some
I would
weird,
like Ben to get a
weird
Benny for
peppers.
that.
Never had a horse blow up under me, but, well,
I have some questions, but I'm not sure I want to know the answer to them.
standard piano player business.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Man, that's seems like a gnarlier business than I gave it credit for.
You'd be surprised. And Kittredge is just gonna walk past.
He just kind of takes off his hat, scratches his head a little bit. All right.
I'd like
Follows
to
after.
call Ben out for a Benny for that thing about the horse. That was sharp.
Absolutely.
All
I
right.
think that is warranted there. So the four of you make your way out. So you don't like walk right to the engine. You'll have to exit the train itself. So you can like go through the next storage department, luggage car, and then you head out of the train and then go around, because then you'll have the coal car and then the engine itself there. And you can see just billow of heavy, thick smoke is just pulling up from, there would be that plume of smoke from the main stack, but this is much larger because obviously something erupted in the engine there. And there are a couple of the engineers looking at that, trying to figure out what the hell happened and tinkering away with things as you come out. There's a lot of the other passengers have departed as well, and are just kind of standing around talking to each other, gossiping and gawking and whatnot as well.
Hodge,
Yeah.
you got a good eye?
Yeah, I usually keep pretty fair watch on things. Not much gets past me.
All right. Well then, keep a watch on the horizon. I'm not entirely sure we aren't getting set up for an ambush. I don't like it when things don't work the way they're supposed to.
Yeah, it would be one creative way to rob a train. Whole lot easier to board it when it ain't moving. So I will do that as we're out, kind of investigating. I'll sort of just keep a watchful eye, kind of out that direction.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a notice roll.
That is a 6. That's a 4.
Okay. So you do look out. It is, we'll say, early afternoon. It's hot. It's really hot. You are somewhere in Nevada, and the sun beats down, and you keep you're seeing all the other passengers there. You see some of the other train workers and that sort. Initially, nothing of concern. You don't see. Yeah, especially past that on the horizons, nothing of concern in that regard.
Miss Kittredge, I believe I'm beginning to realize that I misunderstood your comment about undercover earlier.
No, I think you probably understood it well.
Did I? I don't think you'd want a blanket right now, right?
I may have. Right. I overestimated you. No, I am here as part of the Twilight Legion.
Right. Okay, so you're undercover. And he's going to stand there and just work out in his head real quick for the next minute or so.
All right, while you are doing that, I'm going to take a look at the engine.
I will go with her.
And
All right.
Kittredge is just. She bypasses all, normal ways someone could have done this and is immediately looking for magical sabotage.
Okay.
I think she does. It doesn't even occur to her that it's like, oh, someone could just make it blow up in a normal way.
Okay. Probably. Let's see here. Let's do occult. Give me an occult roll.
Okay. Oh. That's an 11.
Okay. So we got to explode there on that one of those die then.
Mm-hmm. On
Awesome.
the D8.
Awesome. Okay. So that is a hit and a raise there. You're not seeing any sign, though. You're confident that there is not anything, magical or otherwise that caused this. Which definitely strikes you as odd, but, given how intently you are after that, but you can tell that's not what it was. It must have been something mechanical.
Well, I ain't got no head for machines, but it wasn't anything magical like.
I'm going to accost the nearest engineer and start grilling them. Well, what happened? Your engines don't just blow. I've been on many, many trains, Bonnie Parker, crack reporter, and clearly this is either negligence or quite possibly sabotage.
There's a moment where the engineers, they're like kind of busy working, and you came up and bugged them. They just kind of go back and they realize, oh, okay, she's not gonna go away, and turns around, like wipes the brow and just looks at you and says, Miss, I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to just ask you to allow us to concentrate on the repair. If we don't get this taken care of, it's gonna be a long walk in towards town.
Oh, I'll leave you be to repair. Don't you worry about that. But what broke?
Just kind of like gestures the wrench towards the massive hole that's like blown out of the side of the engine there.
This ever happened on any of your other travels?
No, can't say it has. Quite unique, I guess. But you never know. I mean, there's a lot going on inside these engines. Bound to happen one of these times, I guess.
Kittredge puts her hand on the engineer's shoulder and just says, "Now I think you should be answering a little more specific-like to the lady's questions." Specifically attempting to, like, bully him into giving Bonnie his full attention.
Okay. Yeah, give me an intimidation roll for that.
All right. That's a 5.
Okay. The individual, kind of not really paying attention to the two of you, even when your hand comes up, and then turns and sees. Go ahead and describe yourself. What does Kittredge present herself as?
Kittredge is very much like a bit disheveled. She has kind of this long hair that is a little bit stringy from like a few days of travel, and she is wearing this sort of battered duster, and she's a little bit scary looking.
And reactions to that you'd be used to, as the engineer finally does like turn to look and see like, all right, who's got their hand on my shoulder, and makes eye contact and just notices this darkness behind your eyes, and you just immediately just kind of like almost a shiver, and just says, yes ma'am, sorry, so I unfortunately just don't have much else to share. I don't know what happened. That's what we're trying to figure out, but unfortunately, I'm not sure we're gonna get this thing moving.
Well, I sure hope you do, because I ain't looking to walk across this damn terrain to get to town.
What's our final destination, Marshall? Where are we headed to?
You are heading to Elko, Nevada, is the next town up, and that was the destination given to get to. So you think you're maybe an hour away from that.
Hour by train, but I assume it's longer by walk.
Hour walk, we'll say.
Oh, okay.
At this point, it'd be an hour walk. So
How long do you think it's going to take to figure out if you can fix this thing or not?
well, kind of got to figure out what happened. Could be quite a while. And if we don't get to it by sundown, well, we're gonna have to wait until sun up.
Well, before we worry about having to sit up all night on the train or walking across the desert, here I'll take a peek at it, and I would like to make an unskilled repair roll to very confidently poke around in the steam engine of this train.
Okay, you can do so. On top of your unskill, it's also -4. So -6. You never know.
You never know. This is Savage World.
Maybe Bonnie did a news story on trains that she isn't remembering, and
Oh, no, I ain't gonna do it.
No, that was almost an ace, but
all right. So
You know-
5 on the die for a -1.
you know,
Yep.
I'm gonna Benny it.
Okay.
Give it a shot.
gonna
Why
bet you.
not?
Why not? Just one.
Oh.
That was worse. We're holding with the -1 as the
All
best.
right. Yeah, you kind of lean in, and it's still like pretty hot. The steam and the heat is still kind of, so it, you don't really want to get too close. You have no idea. It's just a big chunk of metal with a hole in it.
I just, back away and say, yes, well, clearly you gentlemen are very skilled at what you do. I'm sure you'll figure it out. You don't need my help.
The crowd, there's a lot of murmurs and groans and whatnot from the other passengers, and you can tell that people are getting restless and kind of wondering like what's going on, how long is this going to take, when are they going to get to their destination. You all know that that Elko is basically just a kind of like a rail yard, storage yard. It's definitely likely not an end destination for the majority of the other passengers here. You'd be passing through, but that just happens to be the next destination on the line. That being said, though, these people do need to go somewhere. It wouldn't be safe to stay on the rail cars, and plus they're not set up for that. It's not an overnight type situation. So, but that restlessness kind of grows, and the conductor comes out and kind of starts gathering all the people up, and no folks, listen, it sounds like we are gonna have some trouble getting the engine back up and running, and we cannot hang out all night here in the train, so we're gonna need to get together and make the trek in towards Elko. It's going to be a good hour. I know it's hot, but I think it's what we're going to have to do. And he'll come over to the 4 of you, specifically to Ben and Sam, and say, gentlemen, it seems that you all might be able to handle yourselves a bit out in these parts. Would you be able to escort our group as we head into town? There shouldn't be any trouble, but just in case.
Yeah, I reckon we can get these folks into the station there.
Marshall, remind me, we're going to Elko to investigate a cargo problem there.
Yeah, you 4 are going to Elko.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Back in character. Yeah, I reckon we can work something out there. We're all going to be walking anyway.
We're walking across this desert, though. I'm gonna need something to stay hydrated. I'll be back in a minute. And I'm gonna head back to the bar car and take a bottle of whiskey out of the area back there.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure the railroad will be compensating these gentlemen very well for this unprecedented, unexpected.
Of course, miss. Of course, yes. We will reimburse your trip on the train and cover any lodging expenses for the evening as well until we can resolve this matter. Certainly.
Oh yes, and you'll be paying them to escort your passengers safely to town, I'm sure.
Now I know what you're talking about.
Yes. We can handle that as well.
Good. And I whip out my press notebook and start dictating out loud. Oh, and what's your name, sir?
J.P. Halstead.
J.P. Halstead of the Railroad Company promises he will reimburse and remunerate Misters Ben Hennessy and Samuel Hodge for their escort duties, seeing the passengers to safety. Sign here, please.
Just kind of crosses his
mark.
arms and really eyes you up and down, just like, who is this person?
Go on, make your mark.
I don't think I've seen. anyone do
Reluctantly
that.
will just kind of like a chicken scratch of a J and a P on there.
Wonderful. Snap the book shut.
So the passengers all gather in, taking in their minimal luggage, and then allow you all to gather what you need and kind of begin this trek in towards Elko. It is very, very hot. Before we get to that, thank you to that old DM for $50 donation here. I think
Oh!
I want to split that up into 25s, two 25s for 2 adventure cards, because I think those would be much more fun, unless the group has any resistance to that. But I think that will be the
Let's see
fun way
those.
to go.
Deal those cards out. Let's see.
All
what we
right,
got.
so with that being said, do we want to just have them for the group? Or the, so let's, because I need to figure, so everyone, let's roll, just roll a d6. Everyone, a plain d6 for me, please. I've got a 2, a 4, a 4, and a 5. Okay. So, Ben, you will get 1, and then Bonnie and Sam, please re-roll d6. One more. Third time's the charm. If you both get 4s again,
Maybe we should just play
then
rock,
Kittredge
paper,
is going to
scissors
get
for this
the...
one. Oh,
Oh, there it is. Okay. All right. So, Sam and Ben, you will get the cards here. Let me see if I can figure this out. All right. Shuffle that and deal 2. And someone 1. Deal. Boom, boom. Okay. So, you all should see those.
Ooh, I do.
All right. Awesome.
Ooh.
So go ahead and tell us what cards you have.
All
Um,
right. Oh, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
All right, I have the payback card. I get to play this on an opposing wild card. Damage causing attacks are made at +2 for the duration of the scene.
Very cool. All right.
And I've got an angry mob.
yes!
A mob of angry locals, about 2 per hero, join the fight. Whether they are friend or foe, depends on the situation.
Ooh, okay.
We got a whole angry train of people with us.
Hey, look at that.
But there could be another train.
Yeah, and what the marshal knows. All right, so the crew, thank you again, that old DM, for that donation. That puts us at 625 here, doing great. So, you all begin this long, strenuous trek in towards town here. Everyone, please give me a vigor roll.
Ooh. Wait, am I good at this? I forget.
Bonnie is not vigorous.
Ooh, I'm
Kittredge
pretty,
is
pretty average at
anti-vigorous.
this.
Ace on the wild die for an
Nice.
11. Success with the race for Bonnie.
Oh no. So,
That's a 5.
I have
Okay.
5 bennies. But unfortunately, I can't Benny this because it's a critical failure.
Oh, no.
Oh,
All right.
Man.
Bonnie, you said you had a
11.
11. All right. And Samuel?
10.
All right. So we are good all around except for our resident cowboy. Pretty but dumb. And
and tired.
so let's see here. Does it say critical failure?
I'll just die.
Now, so you do take a level of fatigue.
Ah, I was afraid of that.
Yeah, definitely dealing with that. Forget if another like fatigue. Oh, yeah, nope. You know what? You're exhausted. So that's a second level of fatigue. So you reduce subtract 2 from all your rolls.
Oh man.
Oh no.
This heat is
You,
just too much for you.
Oh,
You feeling it right there, Ben?
Yeah,
kinda
yeah.
look like, well, you look like shit.
Whew.
Here,
You know, I've never been more complimented in my life. Can I see that bottle of whiskey?
yeah, so you look a little thirsty. Here you go.
Yeah.
I'll hand that over.
That does not make me less thirsty.
No, but it makes you feel better, don't it?
I'm gonna need a little more of it than that.
Yeah, that'll warm me up.
He'll pass it back.
that'll warm you up and dry you out, Mr. Hennessy. Now, come now, it's not much further town. You're a fine, strapping young man. You'll be fine. Give him a little wave with my hat.
I knew I should have brought my horse. I knew it.
At this point, Kittredge just holds out her arm, and something that you just thought was probably a vulture circling around swoops down, and it is a fairly sizable crow. And Kittredge just sort of places the crow on Ben's back and says, "Here, Lenore, give him shade." And Lenore the crow spreads her arms or wings out.
Whew. What is on my back? I can't. What is that? Whose bird
Love
is
the
this?
name, by the way.
Oh, that's mine. This is Lenore. She's a crow. It's piano player stuff.
Uh-huh. Pleasure to meet you, Lenore. Please don't bite me, or peck me, or scratch me. I don't know how birds work.
You
Nah.
don't know how birds work. Just how stupid are you, Hennessy?
You know,
Ain't you
I've
seen a
never been
bird?
asked that question, except I was back in the third grade. That was what the teacher asked. Pretty stupid.
Well, now.
I didn't learn much. I know things. I know things about shooting. I know things about riding. I know about cows. I know how to rope them.
Not birds, though.
That's
Birds.
still.
Birds are not involved.
That's plenty good knowledge. Now we just need to work on your letters. And ain't that crow a treat and a trick? Now don't you worry, Mr. Hennessy. If as my old granny used to say, if wishes were horses, we wouldn't have to be walking across this desert. So you'll be right as rain in a moment, thanks to Miss Kittredge here. You know, this is just one more feather in her very famous cap of accolades.
Is that a
Now, did that saying
bird
come
joke?
up a lot for your grandma?
How much desert walking was
Oh,
your
you know,
grandma
once or
doing?
twice.
Whew.
Sounds like your grandma's tougher than old Ben here, though. We ain't made it halfway through this walk, and he's about ready to keel over.
I reckon she is probably.
Well, ain't you a sour sort, Mr. Hodge?
Yeah, just want to get to where we're going and get this job taken care of. A man of my talents is wasted on looking for missing supplies.
Well, you're pretty full of yourself there, sir.
Well,
What's a man of your talents supposed to be doing then?
I should be out looking for supernatural murders, people running amok, things where I can put my talents in my pistol to use. Walking across the Nevada desert to a way station to look for supplies. Frankly, it's below a man of my talents.
Well, it's like my old granny also used to say, Mr. Hodge. Don't be so eager to be using your gunslinging talents, because you never know when you're least going to want to.
I never want to use them, but when I do, I make good use of them.
I will clarify that while the contents of what you're after, was quite vague. There was hints of something unnatural about them as well. So,
As in occultish? Question mark?
occult-ish, yeah.
I stand by it. Nobody's dying. This is a waste of Samuel Hodge's time.
The four of you, as you escort the passengers of the train, finally get in to the small little train yard of Elko, Nevada. Used to be the eastern terminus of the Central Pacific Railroad, and when the Great Quake put that company out of business, Denver Pacific built a spur to Elko. These days, it's pretty much just a nearly forgotten place, used as a mining, freight, and supply center by Denver Pacific and Empire Rails. The only permanent residents are rail workers. Population of about 42 people. There's not very much here besides sprawling rail yards, dozen of warehouses lined up in the sweltering heat, and 5 buildings dedicated to housing many more workers than do live here now. Barracks, mess hall, privies, and so forth. Though the warehouses contain hundreds of pounds of ghost rock and various mining supplies at any one time, there's not much else here. It's hard enough to get to the small little location, much less get back out to make any difference. As you arrive, the conductor some of the workers do meet the group, and the conductor does come out and will conversate with some of them and let them know of the situation. And with that, the workers are actually quite welcoming to all of you. They will offer you a place to stay in some of the empty warehouses, the barracks that are not being used because there are no other people here. So everyone starts going and filtering into this makeshift lodging there.
Y'all got any water?
Oh, yes. Yeah, we can help you out with that.
All right.
Son, man, you do not look very well.
It is warmer back there than I've ever felt in my life, and
There is still like a crow standing on the back of your neck.
Well,
you're not gonna eat me, are you?
The crow? Oh, not all at once.
whew. Well,
That is somehow not comforting.
I suppose it's too much to hope for that there's a bathhouse or a laundry in this. Yeah, he says they didn't really have a town in this place.
I mean, we can fill up one of the crates with some water for you.
Yeah, I suppose that'll do in a pinch.
that'll do. It's lean accommodations, but we're very grateful, and it's but if any of you could perhaps haul some water for my friend here. We do have a famous songstress in our midst.
Ooh.
The individual kind of like cocks their head, intrigued. You definitely expect that there's not much, certainly not much for entertainment in this area, and seems intrigued, but says, "Oh yes, miss, we will certainly provide. I'll be as accommodating as we can. Unfortunately, the next train ain't coming through for another 7 days, so you'll have to get quite comfy in what we are able to provide." So,
Is Bonnie looking around here, having first had that unusual explosion making a hole in the train, and now we're told we're stranded here for 7 days. That's her little notice sense. She is very alert. Anything pinging for her here as being odd or out of place?
Not initially. The train schedule. I mean that doesn't seem very odd. Yeah, I mean the explosion. You've definitely investigated that, and that is a little odd, but not really enough detail there or knowledge to know. But yeah, at least initially, nothing that sticks out yet.
And the cargo we were looking for, we think has wound up at a warehouse here.
Yes, potentially. Yep. Given the history, if you will, of Elko, that it's very easy for things to potentially be forgotten, and or rerouted here until it can get picked up. Something along those lines. That's basically the detail that you all have been given.
Oh, well, 7 days ain't no problem then. We'll have plenty of time to check things out.
7 days in this place? It's gonna drag on. Is there anything to even do here? I'll look back at kind of the workers. What do y'all do to pass the time?
Well, we work, drink, play cards, sleep.
Well, you can count me in for 3 of those 5. First 2 ain't my cup of whiskey.
I don't remember what I said in what order.
You said work twice.
Work. Drinking, gambling, and sleeping.
Oh, okay.
The last 3.
Yeah. I wasn't counting it as part of the list. I'm like, what?
Whew. I reckon I might do that last one for a couple of days. Whew.
Well, you all are welcome until the next train comes through. So, sorry for your misfortune.
Who around here's in charge of this operation?
And how can we avoid them?
Kinda just glares. Not glares, but just, a little bit of
He's just like, it's me.
interesting, right?
I want to talk to the manager.
Says, well, that would be Foreman Thomas. He's up in the office over yonder. So if you want to find him, he's there. If you don't, he's there.
All right. Well, I suppose we can get settled in and figure out what we want to do.
Yep, let's get settled in. I can help haul the water. Let's go.
You find accommodations as best as possible. These are just empty warehouses that are makeshift. These turned into these makeshift barracks, if you will. But there are kind of like cots laid out, so provide decent lodgings. You may have experienced definitely better, but maybe worse as well. So it will do. There is food and water available as well, as needed for that. The workers help supply that, bring that as needed. But basically, you get here late afternoon, early evening, and now you're just here to pass the time, it seems.
Is there any place we can get a little privacy?
Yeah. Just like the 4 of you, you're saying, or?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, you'd be able to kind of wander around and absolutely.
All right.
Not signing autographs at this time.
Right. I think we need to start talking about the matter at hand.
Indeed.
I agree. So, what's the matter at hand?
We're here to pick something up. The way I see it, the faster we finish that, the faster you can sleep and Mr. Hodge can get to his gambling.
Oh, I thought. Oh, so okay. All right. So we're gonna go right into this then. Okay. Whew, I'm ready. Let's go.
Yeah.
At least we can scout the place.
Can this fine friend Lenore here provide any additional eyes And
I'm
here's
glad you asked. In fact, I can, if I send her in, I can see whatever she sees.
I knew there was something different about you, and you weren't just a regular songstress.
Right. No, all piano players can do that.
Well, no. If only I'd have ever gotten lessons. Well, lead the way, please, Miss Kittredge.
Um, and she's just going to hold her elbow out and say, "Take my arm, please."
Me?
Anyone, I can't see while I'm seeing through Lenore.
Oh, yes, yes. Is Kittredge tall?
Uh, Kittredge is fairly tall, but somewhat hunched over in her duster.
Uh, I,
Um,
I, I reach my short little arm up, with all my 5 feet of height, and just be like,
and Lenore flies off and is gonna scout out the warehouse.
Okay. So there's a few of these warehouse buildings throughout the place, but certainly something that the crow or raven.
Lenore is a crow.
Crow flies around. Can go and get that bird's eye view, and so you see through your companion there as they fly around, and just getting the tops of getting that good overhead view helps you get the lay of the land. And there's probably a good half a dozen of these pretty large warehouses out there. You're not going to get much else from that, though. You get the lay of the land, you see the warehouses, but if you're wanting to go into any of those warehouses, that'd be something different now. But it does seem that they're all closed off.
Do we have any idea of what? So we know that there's missing cargo, and we think it's either it was destined for here or it ended up here.
Right.
Okay. But we have any idea of how much of it is, how big, or anything?
A one or two larger crates, and larger being, a good maybe like. Four. I'm trying to think. Maybe like a 4x4 crate.
It's like a refrigerator
Quite
box
large.
kind of a thing.
Are we
almost,
looking
maybe?
for?
Yeah, but square. Like.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe not that tall, but.
Are we looking for any sort of company name or stamp on the crate, or property of, or to from?
Yes. You would know. I'll give you this. That on the side it says LaCroix, LACROIX.
Okay, so
Would
water.
be a name to look for.
It's a case of spicy water.
Some water for you there, Hennessy.
Finally, the only problem with it, does it have a logo? Is there a picture?
It.
We'll
I'll
point it out
memorize
to
what
ya.
the word LaCroix looks like.
I start. Yeah, I take out my notebook and start writing L.
Could have
Hey.
one of
L
these
looks
and
like
one of
this.
these.
L-A-C.
La.
The C is backwards. Um,
I'm afraid this is a very hard one to start with, Mr. Hennessy. It doesn't quite sound like it's spelled. But
He doesn't know what it's spelled.
Does
yep.
does Sam Hodge? Do I know? Is that a company or like an organization or thing we've heard of before?
Go ahead and give me a common knowledge roll, or yeah, give me a common knowledge roll.
5.
Let me do a quick check. Well, I'm going to check into that. So, Kittredge, you get this view of the layout of the area, but you're not going to see much else unless you go into those warehouses. If that was your intent, you realize that, Lenore can't get in there because they're mostly closed off. Some of the warehouses do have, some windows at the top, but most of them are pretty dusty, but most of the warehouses have large loading bay doors, things of that nature. So, what would you all like to do beyond that?
Unfortunately, I've run into Lenore's one weakness: windows. Also, locked doors, or even closed doors. She doesn't have thumbs, being a crow.
Well,
I got thumbs. I'll go open a door.
Well, before we start going around and poking our nose into someplace we ain't ought to be, I think we ought to probably talk to that foreman's in charge of this place. Maybe he's heard of something or seen something. We got 7 days.
Or
before-
hiding something.
We got
Or
7 days
hiding
before we got to
something.
here anyway, so.
What time of day is it, Todd?
You're in the evening at this point. I'd say you got settled in, so we're pushing, evening for sure. I want to come back to that real quick second, Ben. Samuel, you, the name is a little bit familiar. You know of, especially being here in the rail yards, you know of a person, individual, Baron Simone LaCroix, and is an individual, is the rail baron of the Bayou Vermilion Railroad. It would be what that name, whether it's the same LaCroix, but that's what you kind of think of.
Okay.
Well, I reckon maybe we should, maybe we could take a rest before we, go talk to,
Yeah,
get some
yes,
sleep.
quite. A rest, we certainly need to get washed up. This cargo ain't going anywhere if there's no train for 7 days.
More places it can go than on a train, but I see your point.
Mr. Hennessy is still looking a little bit
Well,
under
me?
the weather, and
No, I'm fine. I'm good to go. I'm good.
perhaps we can have some nice conversations over dinner with the locals. I'm sure they have plenty of stories to tell. By which I mean, I'm sure I can get them to cough up all the little secrets of this town, because every town has one.
Well, I think calling this place a town is kind of a discredit to every place that actually is a town, but.
It's just fine, honest people making a living, Mr. Hodge. You don't need to be so dismissive of them. Let's get
Well,
some
we
dinner
just,
now, shall we?
I think we doubled the population when we brought the passengers from the train here, so. At the very least, I guess it's more lively than it usually is.
Well, maybe you can fleece some of their wages.
Well, I don't do fleecing. I do it the old-fashioned way. I outplay them.
Oh, that's what I meant.
And always honest, I'm sure.
Fleet? Are we talking about sheep?
God damn it, Hennessy. Go get some rest.
That's what we use to make the covers.
Yeah, if everyone's going to is there a common area? I guess you said there's a mess hall for eating.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's open right now where everyone's planning on going, but he'll sit in the
I mean,
corner.
it's just a warehouse.
Okay.
It's everything these are all just warehouses, and they've just been turned into other areas.
Okay.
So yeah.
So whenever we get to where we're going, he's gonna sit at one of the corners of the table, and he's just slowly his hat is gonna droop down over his eyes, and he's just kind of I'm awake. And it'll happen again, over and over.
You do, the exhaustion does subside, only needing, mechanically it's only, every hour a level will go away, so,
Oh, it's every hour?
yeah.
Okay, good.
Yep. If you get it from bumps and bruises from a quick encounter, that's when it's a 24-hour thing,
Oh,
so.
right.
Yeah.
That has
So,
also happened to me.
but you all, get some food, get cleaned up best as you can, things like that. And, a lot of the passengers kind of settle in. as the night wears on. Bonnie, what is your method here? What are you doing what's your intent? As you said, you kind of want to like snoop about or talk with the residents, if you will.
My intent here in the mess hall is to find what looks like the most active table where folks are actually chatting instead of just kind of eating in silence, and to pull up a chair right in between two of them and introduce.
And are you you're looking for workers, right? Not the passengers specifically. Or are you interested in talking with passengers?
If what I'm understanding is right, that the cargo we are looking for is as we understand here in town, then I want to speak with workers.
Okay. All right. Yep, definitely. So, yeah, you can find, there are some workers there that you can find and go up and do that. So, go ahead and give me a persuasion check.
It's an ace on
Very
the
nice.
for a 15.
15. Fantastic. So
I
hit
just
in 2
pull up
raises.
Yeah. I just slide a chair in there, kind of squeezing in between two people. Oh, excuse me. Thank you. Thank you. Bonnie Parker, crack reporter. You may have read my work in the Detroit Herald Tribune and a bunch of other illustrious works. How do you do?
Detroit? Where is Detroit?
Ellie doesn't know the geography of Deadlands Weird West. I'll just put that right out there. So,
as a Michigander here, or nope, sorry, right here, yeah.
Right there.
Yeah. So I just rattle off the list of newspapers Bonnie has had articles in. Say, well, this is quite a little place. No train for 7 days. When's the last one come?
No, it's the one that y'all came in on.
No. I mean the one before the one.
Before that, well,
seeing
about
as how
7
it
days.
hasn't actually come yet.
Yeah.
It's been 7 days.
Yeah.
And was there any cargo on the train?
Yeah, I think so.
What
We get a
kind-
lot that comes in and out of here. Sometimes it's hard to keep track. If there's something to unload or load, we do it to it. So
There's not even 4 dozen people in this town. How can you possibly not know if there was cargo on the last train? Was there, wasn't there?
oh, I mean, you just sometimes the things all blends together. Depends on our shift. So just for the sake of going through the conversation as an encounter there, what is your intent out of the conversation?
I am trying to find out when this cargo we are looking for arrived, if someone has seen the particular stamped, a very large box seems like it would be memorable. Bonnie is a little suspicious of this fellow
Okay.
acting like he doesn't even, when the train only comes once a week. Well, I don't know if he actually had any cargo
Yeah.
or not. So yeah, she's trying to
Okay.
get evidence that the box
Get some
is
details
secure.
on it. Absolutely. So there doesn't seem to be any he's not trying to hide anything. Definitely seems genuine. You would have noticed that they welcome a new individual to come, have a conversation. Here they're definitely welcoming in that regard, and with the great role there. You described the crate that you're looking for, and you're definitely gonna get lots of different things like that. But one of the individuals does seem to recall something similar. It says it was quite a while ago that they think it came through. It may have been loaded up and out of here, but if it hasn't, it's been here for a while and maybe somewhere collecting dust.
Can I
Go ahead.
Can I add on an extra question to that?
Yeah.
There been any other passengers passing through in the last little while?
I mean, trains, come through this way as they're going further west, but, usually it's just cargo drops and pickups. Nothing like you folk, that's for sure.
Well, hopefully we'll be able to have a nice little time together, since I understand it's going to be a few days. Thank you so much for your help. And at that point, if Bonnie's gotten all the information she can, she just starts talking, like just this. Yeah.
They all seem genuinely interested in it. As I said, they've been out here to themselves, and they're pretty welcoming to the other bits of conversation. So that just goes on, through your meals and beyond that otherwise. What is the rest of the group doing? Anything else specifically you'd be doing leading up to, the night and turning in?
Kittredge is going to... So, like, the other crew of the workers on the train we were on would also be here, right?
Sorry, say that. The workers of the train?
Yeah, the one on the train we were just on.
Yes.
I am going to find someone that is not either the conductor or the engineer that I talked to, and start just like grilling them about, like, did you see anyone suspicious near the engine before you set off?
Okay. And what is your tactic here? So you can try and go route of persuasion. You could maybe, use intimidation. What would be?
I think she thinks that she's being persuasive, but she is getting like in their face, and she's kind of scary.
So probably intimidation there.
Yeah.
Okay, give me an intimidation roll.
All right. That's a 3.
Okay, you good with that? You want to throw a Benny out there?
I'll do a Benny.
Okay, so go ahead and re-roll.
That's an 11.
Awesome. Great use of that. So that will be a hit and a raise. You do talk with, you do find one of the individuals, and this little bit stern presence that you maybe unintentionally put out, but it seems to get through, and lets you know that there was somebody that was kind of like inspecting the train before we took off, and it just seemed odd that they thought all those inspections and things were done, but somebody came through, said, "Oh, we have to do one last check of the train." Does not know who it was, but just remembers that it seemed very odd that somebody was doing this final checkup on the train before departure, after things supposedly had been good to go.
You remember anything he looked like? What he was wearing?
Doesn't have any of those details. Generic, maybe generic engineering outfit at best, but
I think Kittredge is going to go over to Bonnie and lean in as she's like talking in conversation, and just be like, someone was inspecting the train. Someone suspicious before it left. I think they had something to do with the explosion.
Someone was inspecting the train we came in on before we left the station.
I think it was intentional.
You have an inkling what this suspicious individual might look like?
No, the person who told me about it conveniently had no clue what they looked like or what they were wearing. I think he's in on it.
Oh, where is he?
She points into the corner at the guy that she was just talking to. Seemed pretty suspicious to me.
anything for our gentlemen for your evening?
Oh, Ben's gonna be trying not to fall asleep in the corner. But if Sam wants to swindle an idiot, he's more than welcome to pull him into a card game.
Yeah, I think Sam is going to look around, see if there's, I don't know, a group, maybe a table of people drinking or having a good time, maybe even already playing cards, and find Ben after he's kind of rested up a bit and say, well, Ben, I know you said you can't read. Can you count the symbols on a playing card? You know how to play poker?
I know how to play cards.
All right, well, let's see if we can go find a...
Oh, we lost your, there you go.
See if we can go find a table of folks here and maybe find out some information about this place. If there's something suspicious going on. This cargo can't be the only thing that's ever happened around here.
All right. Well, let's go look around. How much fatigue have I lost at this point?
I'd say it's all gone now, yeah.
Okay.
Because it's later on in the evening for sure. So, both of you, go ahead and give me a quick gambling roll.
Here's my gambling roll. -2.
8.
Okay.
Oh, right. I get a 3.
All right. Sam, you pull away out of the game with a couple dollars. You know, definitely not very high stakes, but a couple dollars is still pretty decent. But
I'm out a couple dollars, I assume.
yeah, you know, maybe not all that. Sam took it from the other players, so you just contributed to that. We'll say you lost 50 cents there, Mr. Hennessy.
You're here for conversation, Ben, not the card playing necessarily.
I thought I had a real good hand, though.
All the same color, weren't they?
So
were
go
all
ahead
the
and
same
give me.
All reds.
Oh man. I didn't intend for him to
What
be this
what's your
happens.
angle for trying to get information there, Samuel?
Well, I think the first thing is Sam's going to set down the whiskey bottle and say, you know, help yourselves. Brought this from off the train back there. It's pretty good stuff. Picked the best bottle I could find. Let them kind of drink a little bit, maybe loosen up, and then I heard a rumor from some folks that were on the train headed this way. Said this place has got a reputation for some weird stuff happening. Any of y'all ever seen anything like that?
You kind of just get shrugs from around the table. You get the feeling that there isn't very much that goes on around here. It's just a rail yard that cargo comes in and out of. So,
But no cargo ever goes missing unexpectedly or anything like that.
not that they're aware of.
Well, I told you, Ben. I'm sure there's a rational explanation for anything that goes missing here. Probably just a error in bookkeeping or something. I'm sure you guys keep a record of everything that comes in and which warehouses it goes to.
Now, Ed Foreman Thompson, I think it said his name was Thomas. I think it was Thomas.
Yeah,
Foreman
it is.
Thomas would have records of that, if so. But yeah,
So he keep that in his office? A record of everything that comes in and out of this place. That's got to be one hell of a list. You've got quite the operation here.
well, you know, got a whole warehouse of ghost rock, so that's just one line item.
You got. What's anyone want to explain what ghost rock is?
I guess I don't
None of them speak.
Well, I guess.
I was waiting to
part-
see if
it's
Samuel was
part
going to
of-
say that.
Well, it's part of the Legion, I guess, and somebody
Oh.
who's, you know, huckster / hexer. Do I have a general understanding of what Ghost Rock?
Yeah, you would
is-
as well. Yeah, I'll say one of the other card players will kind of look over you, and you know, definitely a few fingers or so deep into that bottle, and you know, it's like, well, son, it's you know, when a chunk of coal dies but has unfinished business, and it hangs around.
Wait a second. I didn't know that them rocks could die.
No, it ain't the rocks that do the dying, Ben.
coal, but coal's isn't coal rock? I guess rocks don't burn, do they? Trees burn. I wonder if coal's made of trees.
Ladies, do you have anything specifically you wanted to go after with Bonnie? Were you going to try and do some further interrogation?
I was wanting to press this not forthcoming fellow further and invite Kittredge and Lenore to come stand beside to come.
So, yeah, you are able to go, and talk with them, and they seem genuine in what they're able to offer. You don't get a sense that there's anything they're trying to hide. They gave you the information they were able to give you. So they saw somebody that was doing a check of the train after that check had supposedly already been done. That's about what they were able to provide. So
because he can't seem to recall anything about what this individual looks like, just that he saw an individual doing this. Do I get any sense that maybe someone wanted him to forget or something's wrong with him? Because
no, doesn't seem that way. Just seems, yeah.
After we stop talking to him, Kittredge turns to Bonnie and says, "All right, we need to kidnap him for some more interrogation."
Well, boy, that escalated quickly.
Oh, Miss Kittredge, I don't reckon he genuinely knows anything more. Perhaps we're barking up the wrong tree here, and maybe there's someone else on the train who might have lead. We've hardly spoken with all the passengers. Jumping straight to kidnapping seems a little extreme, especially practically speaking, if you don't mind my saying, in a town this size with this size, it's very hard to hide that kind of thing.
Right, you're right. The practicalities don't make sense. Where do you think we should start on the passengers?
Well, I crack my knuckles and get out my pen and notebook and say, the old-fashioned way, some good old investigative journalism. And I'm wondering at this point if I can effectively do, just kind of a networking role to kind of speed things along to encompass.
Yeah, absolutely. So, it is pretty late in the evening at this point. So really, it's a matter of, maybe something that might have to come in the morning, because a lot of the passengers, especially after the long trek that you made, are all turning in for the evening. So
I pause with my pen in midair and say, but, well, it seems like folks are going to bed, I suppose. They're not accustomed to burning the candle at both ends the way you do when you need to make a deadline, or the way you do when you're entertaining the crowds.
Right, of course.
Well, why don't we see if, make sure Mr. Hennessy at least gets to bed all right. Don't know if I trust that Mr. Hodge to be too accommodating in helping him. He seems a bit of a sourpuss.
Well, I'm sure even the great Mr. Hodge has to go to bed sometime.
The four of you eventually do get to your temporary lodgings here, turning in for the night as you can. Go ahead, everyone. Give me notice checks at -2.
Oh boy.
That'll be a net roll for Bonnie because I'm alert, which I believe is factored into Foundry here. So
That's Todd's favorite edge.
here.
Okay.
I'm gonna Benny my 3 there.
All right.
Yeah, I will. regardless, it's
I
important.
hear
Also
some
gonna
dice
Benny.
rolling otherwise. Kittredge?
That's an 8 for Kittredge.
Okay.
Bonnie Bennied her way to an 8 as well.
All right.
End up with a 5 after the -2.
Okay. And
I
Ben?
ended up with a 4 after a -2.
All right. Sounds good. So, Kittredge and Bonnie, the four of you do find some sleep. It was a long day, but rustling catches your attentions. And you do wake up and notice an individual has gotten up and left in the early, middle of the night, has left the warehouse. Very strangely catches your attention there that someone has kind of wandered off.
Kittredge just silently takes a derringer out of her duster pocket, which she's sort of using her duster as a blanket, and she says, "Why don't we go investigate?"
Bonnie's eyes go big with a bit of a smile, and she pulls out from her satchel a Lamont revolver with an underbarrel on it and says, shall we wake the boys?
I leave that up to you.
But the more eyes and ears never hurt, and if Mr. Hodge is quite the gunslinger he says he is, he might be good in a pinch.
Kittredge leans over Mr. Hodge and shakes him and just says, "Hodge, want to kill something maybe?"
Benny for Kittredge, please.
I think that's fair, yes. Kittredge, go ahead and add a Benny.
Okay.
So, I want to get to break here. Loving this so far, though. The four of you, you get up and go and follow this individual that snuck out of the warehouse here. You carefully trace behind them, follow behind them, and you notice from a distance that they seem to wander off and head into one of the far distant warehouses. They head into a side door and go into there for a while. And then eventually they come out and seem to be heading back towards the barracks, potentially prompting you all to retreat back to wherever you had come from, to your lodgings to wait for this individual as they come back into the warehouse.
And this was, just to clarify real fast, this was one of the worker type people? Or was it one of the train passenger people?
Well, when we come back, we'll do a quick check on recognizing who that is here at night, because it is, a figure, yep, like that. Right. So we will come pick back up as we're back in the warehouse and try and decipher who that individual is. So, Bounce House, thank you so much for being here. We've had a few raids. There's a ton of people in here. It's fantastic. We got a lot of people to do some giveaways to my cast. You all have been amazing. This has been so much fun. Killing it here. So we're at $625 on our goal so far. Thank you so much. For all the new people that have showed up, please, if you can, check out my fundraiser page and donate if you are able to. Thank you all so very much. We will see you very soon. Our group had, after heading in to investigate some missing cargo, had ended into a train yard in Elko, Nevada. Their train had suffered a mysterious derailment, or just breakdown, rather, and had to trek into the small little workstation, not really even a town. Once in there, going about and trying to gain some information from some of the workers there, and otherwise did get some information that if the crate was still here, it's probably in one of the warehouses. They don't recall anything kind of disappearing. But also learned that seems that there was an individual that was doing an additional checkup on the train after those things were all taken care of before it departed its original destination, which seemed odd. And then once the group finally turned in for the night, an individual seemed to have snuck out of the temporary lodging for the group, and Kittredge and Bonnie had noticed that, waking up their counterparts to follow along and see what was going on, leading them to find this individual heading into a distant warehouse for a few moments and then turning around and coming back. To not be caught themselves, retreating back to your lodgings, waiting to see. And so we pick back up as you are there, back in your cots, waiting for this individual to come back in. And they do enter in. So at this point, everyone, go ahead and give me notice checks. And I will say again at a -2 because of the darkness of the room.
That's a cool 5 for Bonnie.
That's
All right.
a 2 for Kittredge.
Okay.
That is a 15 for Ben.
All right. Very nice.
I'm
And
as shocked as
Samuel.
anyone.
A lowly 9 compared to that 15.
Okay.
Complain more.
Kittredge, you had a 2, you said, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Maybe it's a matter of for you just being on edge, being cautious about things. You're hesitant to try and look about who this individual is, because there's people looking for you, and you don't want to draw extra attention there. But you just don't notice who this person is. Ben, you definitely get a good look at this individual. And you recognize them right away because of the slight interaction, or because of the interaction you had with them on the train. Individual that was on the train. And it happens to be conductor, Mr. J.P. Halstead.
Oh my. Well, that it looks like Mr. Halstead, the conductor.
I will also give you with a 15 that you notice, in a glint of moonlight, we'll say, that there is something kind of like dark that is down his like shoulder neckline, on his shirt. Something like a dark like stain.
Looks like
Kind of
maybe
liquid ran down.
either he's got a drinking problem or he's bleeding.
So I guess what I'll say, because I assume you're not going to be having conversations while he's coming back here. So,
Oh no, this would be like after he's passed by, and yeah.
and are we all, so I guess, does anyone want to do anything, or do we want to just fast forward to the morning?
I want to check out the warehouse he just went into. Anyone else?
I'm gonna go poking around the dead of night into some place somebody just came out of.
Well, they came out of it, so they're not inside anymore.
Well, I know, but he went in for something. I prefer to do my investigating during the light of day. A little safer that way.
Well,
So, okay, so Sam, you want to just kind of lay low. Ben, would you get up and go?
oh, well, Mr. Hodge makes some good points.
This is on your own. I'm assuming you're not having this conversation in the
that's
middle
a
of the
good point.
Yeah,
barracks.
I'm trying to remember.
Yeah.
So we were outside.
I
saw
figured
him-
we'd wait and see him go back, and then we would talk outside.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll allow that, actually. That makes more sense. So you kind of tuck back behind the building. We'll say that. So that makes more sense, yeah.
Mr.
I
Hodge,
don't know how much experience you have there, but no, breaking and entering is much more convenient at night.
I don't have
I
any
vouch for Miss
experience.
Kittredge on this. It is.
What kind of things y'all getting up to?
Investigative journalism.
Breaking and entering.
I thought you were a piano player.
A part and parcel.
I don't know what that means. All right.
Yeah, we
Oh, I
all,
get-
we
yeah,
all
I
have
get it.
past. Sure, it's fine.
Well, I mean, I don't know. It just seems like if we're supposed to be here investigating oddities, we oughta investigate the oddity while nobody's watching.
Question is though, didn't you you say you saw some kind of stain on him?
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it looked like his shirt was stained. Either he got shot. He didn't look like he was hurting anything. But either that, or he just, can't hold his liquor, or he's just clumsy.
You don't think it was like it was
very
small,
dark.
pretty concentrated, very dark, small, concentrated, like a drip of something, just down the shoulder there. It kind of like, if you, I guess a little more of if you put like a cloth on a cut and it soaked up the blood, be a little more like that. But
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Well, I mean, I seen people bleed in my time, and kind of looks like it.
So y'all's big plan is to walk into this warehouse, just make sure I understand it, in the dead of night. Maybe Lenore can see in the dark. I sure as shit can't. We're going to the warehouse where a man just walked out of who's now bleeding.
Come now, Mr. Hodge. Surely you've heard of lanterns and aren't afraid of a little action.
Well, I ain't got one with me unless anybody else does.
It's being this as a workers' barracks, is it safe to assume that lanterns are readily accessible?
Yeah.
If you're
Take one
worried
off the wall.
about getting shot, Mr. Hodge, I can do a little something to give you some protection.
Well, I'd hate to damage this shirt that it was imported from France. It's already got some stains on it from that walk across the desert. Remind me to put that on the bill we send back to the railroad for a little laundry, but
Shall we wait for you while you change your shirt, Mr. Hodge?
no, my luggage is back on the train. I figured I'd get it once it came into station.
This is one of. Should I have more shirts? This is one of 2 that I own. You're supposed to import shirts from France?
No, for somebody like you, Ben, I suppose those will suit you just fine.
My old granny always said that good old American made was good enough for her, and it's good enough for me.
Oh, I don't
Now
know
let's
where
find
this
some
was made.
lanterns.
But let's find some lanterns.
And as we go to find some lanterns, Kittredge is just gonna pat
Sam.
Hodge on the shoulder, and as she does, just sort of going out from her hand, a bunch of glowing strings crisscross and then fade. And she says, that should help you against the bullets. Keep your shirt fine.
So what are you doing there,
I
Kittredge?
cast protection.
Okay. So I believe you do have to still attempt to cast it,
Yes.
right? Okay. So
I am. Let's see. Oh right, I'm good at spellcasting. Why haven't I
yeah,
been doing
you
that?
should be. Yeah. So go ahead and make a spellcasting roll there.
All right.
Any modifiers you're going to add on to that? If you open up that power in your list there. So modifiers, you can add an additional recipient. You could increase the amount of armor given.
I'm gonna. Yeah, I'm just gonna give more armor.
Okay. So cost 1 more power point. So 2 total power points if you're successful.
Oof, I'm gonna Benny that.
Okay.
That's a 5, so
All right. That is a success.
that's fine.
That is good. So with that, Samuel, you will gain 4 points of armor.
Oh, all right.
But what is Samuel's reaction to? What is everyone's reaction to seeing this?
What?
Miss Kittredge, are you really a piano player?
Yeah, I'm beginning to think that ain't the case.
All right, no, I'm not a piano player. I assumed that we were going along with some sort of joke, but it seems that you actually think I'm a piano player, so
I tend to
could've
take
sworn
people
I
at
saw
their,
you on all those posters. I know I'd seen your face somewhere.
I tend to take people at their word. So,
Also, Marshall with the D4 in occult. I'd imagine that this would at least, be. Well, Bonnie might not know what's happening. It's odd. It would be obvious. Like, wait a minute, magic.
yes, I am somewhat trained in the magical arts.
it's
How delightful.
Y'all
I'm still-
didn't know that with seeing through the crow's eyes and all that.
I thought that was one of them metaphors or metaphors.
I've seen some incredibly well-trained birds of prey in my time. There was a fantastic display down in Culver City last year.
And they were seeing through those birds' senses as their own then.
They said they knew what the bird was doing, what it was telling them.
I'm still trying to comprehend the fact that magic is real. I thought it was a bunch of stories.
Did they
My
not?
brother was telling me.
Did you not read the brochure? Well, I take that back. You didn't read shit, did you?
No,
They
I
gave
didn't
us a
read.
brochure when we signed up for the Legion. Apparently,
Look,
you missed that part.
So I joined this respectable Legion here because my brother and I saw some pretty strange things out on the range, western Kansas. You ever seen one of those big lizards?
Like one of them Gila monsters we got down in
No,
down by the border.
no. I'd seen Gila monsters for this. It wasn't bigger. One of them what do you call it?
Utah Raptors.
I was gonna say Utah Raptor.
Raptors, yeah. One of them prehistoric creatures.
I come out of Utah and I haven't seen any of those, no.
Well,
I hope I can request some exclusive rights to an interview once we've taken care of this
No.
little issue for the.
I'm not supposed to talk about those lizards. That's what my brother
sorry.
said.
I'm sorry, Mr. Hennessy. I was asking Miss Kittredge, but you could do an interview.
Oh,
too. More the merrier.
okay. Oh
More
no,
truth
no, I'm
that
okay.
gets
Never
out there
mind
in
then, ma'am.
print.
I appreciate the offer, or it wasn't an offer, but I appreciate you making the offer retroactively, and I will respectfully decline.
Oh well, if you ever change your mind, here's my card, and I pull a card out of my satchel and give it to him, knowing that he has told me he can't read.
He's holding it upside down. He has no idea.
I'm sure
All right,
someone.
All right.
I'm gonna cut in here.
Yeah, please do.
No, you're fine. This is so good. It is so good. So the four of you eventually do find some lanterns, are able to do that, and can head towards this warehouse that you saw this individual come out of. What is your approach here? Just going in, opening the door, and be a little bit candid in that approach. What are we doing?
With y'all's leave, I think we should send in Lenore. But I might have a walk in instead of fly. I don't think that they would. Anything in there that made the conductor bleed probably isn't taking too kindly to fast-moving objects.
Oh, I'll go
Really?
open the door for her.
And she's just going to have Lenore walk in.
If the door's still closed.
Yeah, so there's two large, so it's a large warehouse building, right? And you've got two large like loading bay doors on the front that would slide open, and then there'll be side like normal entry doors there. So would be closed, but you could go up to it and
I'll open
and see if you
one
can
of the
open it.
side doors. I'm gonna try to be quiet about it. You want me to roll
Okay.
stealth?
Stealth, please. Yes.
Is Kittredge implying that Lenore is just going to walk through the wall, like through the shut door?
No,
I don't
no,
think so, no.
like through
Okay.
the open door, but not
That's a
fly in.
that's 5.
A 5. Okay. Yeah, that's good enough. You feel confident enough that you are able to kind of, maybe go to the side of the door and like reach around to ease it open just enough. You don't need much just for the bird
to get in.
kind of hop in and that vision to me just for some reason is hilarious just to see this bird hopping into the room.
Yep.
And it does so and walks in and you all see Kittredge there. I assume maybe has taken someone's arm or shoulder and just kind of looking back, eyes maybe kind of roll back as they are looking through their companion there. Kittredge, it's very, very dark, but we're going to say that there's dark vision through the animal if it doesn't have it already. And you see shelving, crates all over the place. It's dusty, dingy. It seems that a lot of this stuff has sat here. The shelving is mostly empty, but the crates that are here definitely seem pretty dusty. It seems that this has been a warehouse that has been unhutched for the most part. Go ahead and give me, through Lenore, give me a notice check.
Okay. All right. Oh, Lenore is a wild card.
As they should be.
All right, that's a 4.
All right, success there. So, as you head in to the warehouse, or as Lenore heads into the warehouse and looks about, picks up on some tracks in the dust there, the floor of it, kind of coming in and out, assuming, maybe that individual that was just in here, and following those along, heads to a crate. And there's a crate in the distance, very large, that does have the top of it is off and pushed over to the side.
I think Lenore is just going to sort of do the hop flap thing and get up to the edge of the crate.
Okay. Does so, and is scanning about, looking what is inside, and inside there's nothing there. There's just kind of like loose, like a padded material, but it certainly looks like there was something in here, packed pretty densely.
All right. Kittredge, I think, just says, "It's not there anymore. He took it." And
What's not there?
I don't know. It's not there anymore.
How'd you know it was it? How'd you know it was something that Halstead could take?
Well, because there's a box and it's open and it's empty.
Well, he wasn't carrying a damn thing with him, was he, when he walked out?
No, not that you noticed. As Kittredge is, having this conversation, because you can talk, but you're still looking through your companion there, your bird.
Mm-hmm.
Just still looking about at their. All of a sudden, the connection is severed, and you come back to yourself, and you generally are the one to turn off that connection. But what that probably means is that something might have happened to the bird.
Kittredge takes out her derringer and immediately runs toward the door.
Whoa, hey, whoa, all right.
Miss Kittredge, stop. What'd you see?
Something happened to Lenore. I gotta go get her.
I hold up my revolver with the underbarrel and follow you in.
As you rush in to the dark warehouse with aid by the lantern there, you see the bird Once you rush and get to the bird, you see it on the ground, feathers ruffled and kind of like nursing. Looks like it got swatted. Still alive, but maybe some heavy bumps and bruises as something came up and clearly swatted at it. And then you turn and see in the shadows a group of figures creeping out of that towards the two of you. If the gentlemen are coming in behind the four of you, and you see in the light tall, lanky, spindly, very, very, very pale individuals, all bald, hairless there, wearing these fine suits, each of them, these like dark colored suits with vests, and they have like these dark maroon undershirts, ascots type things, wearing like a pendant. And the strange thing that you notice is that their eyes are glowing as bright orange red there, and that kind of illuminates their face as you see these really sunken in features on their face. And as they move towards you, they kind of raise up their hands, extra long fingers with these sharp fingernails, and then they open up their mouths with a hiss, and you see two long fangs. Front fangs, not they're right at the front teeth, as they let out a hiss and lunge towards the group of you. So, 1 second, and we will draw some action cards.
Oh, good. Snake people. Wonderful.
Not snake people. Is that Ben or is?
Well, I mean, that sounds like snake people to me if they're hissing and that's Zed. I don't know.
Let's run into the dark warehouse.
All right, we've got a Joker for the Marshal.
Oh no.
Ooh.
So I get a Benny for that.
Oh, of course. Yeah, okay. That makes more sense. I'm dumb.
All right, so Bounce House, we know there is no map. We're going to just theater of mind this for the most part. We will try to help illustrate that along the way. But basically, we are in that warehouse, and a group has come in as four of these individuals have come out to go after the group. So, with that...
I can't remember. Can bennies be used for new action cards? I can't remember.
Yes, you can spend a Benny and draw a new card. So, does anyone want to do that?
I got an ace. No, that's not me.
Yeah,
I got an ace. I
Yeah,
did.
I have a 3.
Yeah,
That's what I
yep.
was wondering.
Yep.
And I guess too, I have to clarify just because my action card specifically says it's against wild cards. Do we just ask you if anybody in the fight is a wild card, or how's that play out?
So it is not. I'll just say it is not. What does the card say again?
Play on an opposing wild card, and then my damage attacks are to +2 against that wild card for the duration of the scene. So it's like a Joker against.
Okay,
one.
so I'll let it apply to one of the enemies.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll do it like that. Yeah.
Okay.
So, and speaking of action cards, thank you Tay for $25 donation,
Hey.
putting us to $650, and we'll get a new action card. So, Bonnie and Kittredge, please roll a d6. We'll go between you two to see if one of you can get one of these cards.
All right.
It's a
Kittredge.
2.
Okay, we had a 1 and a 2, so Kittredge, you will get this action card here. Let me go ahead and pull that up. Adventure card, I should say, from the adventure deck. Deal 2. Where is that at? This is, there we go. I think, yeah.
On the plus side, if one more person donates $25, then every player will have.
That is true, yeah. So if we have $25 more in there. All right. Kittredge, you should see that. Do you see where that came up?
I do.
Okay, and tell us what that is.
Deadly Blow. Play to double the damage total of a successful melee attack.
Fantastic.
Fortunately, I'm a witch.
Well, you can play that, and I will allow it to apply to a counterpart there. So we'll definitely let that go. So anyone else that also has a card can kind of play it that way as well. And I'll let you, play that after. I think a card even says with a successful one. So we have those available. Let's get into this. So this strange creature is going to lunge out, and I think is going to go probably towards you, Kittredge. You're kind of the lead here, and it's going to rush towards you and go ahead and slash out with its claws. Just slash across at you. Oh, that is going to be a fighting roll. Ooh. Not wild, though, so no extra dice. Ooh, that is bad there. Actually, get a +2 to that. What is your parry?
My parry, that is 2.
Your parry's only a 2?
Yeah.
Okay, well, this
don't
is a
have
successful hit then. And damage here is...
Oh, it's based on fighting. I should remember what the
Yeah.
skill was.
I wish I could just see that, because I just want to roll strength plus d4. I want to roll my real dice. Strength here. Oh, no, these are chonky. Okay. But I got some Risen Zed D12 luck here, so that is a total of 7 points of damage. What is your toughness, Kittredge?
My toughness is 6.
Okay, so that's only a shaken result. It is a successful hit, but you're only shaken. So go ahead, Mark, shaken from that as this individual comes in. Sorry, you get 2 more points, but that doesn't matter. We would need 3 more to get to a wound. So yeah, you are shaken as this creature comes forward and just slashes out across you, cutting at you. All right, next up is going to be our muckraker, Bonnie.
All right, with this revolver with the underbarrel shotgun, is the only functional difference range?
I'm sorry, say that again.
Lamont revolver with an underbarrel shotgun where I can either shoot a pistol shot or a shotgun shell is the only functional difference range, or is there a damage difference as well?
I'm not sure, to be honest.
Let's roll with the it's just 2d6 then, I guess. That's easy.
Yeah.
Check.
Yeah, whichever you said Kittredge was shot, or...
She's shaken.
No, I mean, how is she attacked?
Oh, slashed. A claw slash with its... You see the sharp claws, and it slashed at Kittredge.
Oh, it's right up in her face.
Yeah. Came up melee range. The others, would be pretty close to you as well as I moved on the map. So you're, in this kind of somewhat close quarters in the warehouse.
Yeah, the underbarrel has that click of shell in the chamber, and that shotgun blast is gonna go hopefully into this thing's Oh, you're saying it's 3d6 damage there?
Yeah, it's one minus 3d6, whatever that's supposed to.
So that's the range. So the standard range is
That's right,
3d6, 2d6, 1d6. So in this range, 3d6 is what that would be, Bonnie, with the shotgun. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see if Foundry takes care of that. Otherwise, I'll do some quick math. Let's see what it rolls. Let me hear. That only rolled me 2d6.
Well, you got to roll your shooting attack first.
Right. The number of times I've forgotten that, so scrub that retcon. There's an ace on the wild die for a 10.
Very nice. A hit and a raise. So what is the total result here? Is we got to double check against there. And you're going against the one that is attacking Kittredge, right?
Attacking Kittredge, and I need to add a third d6 to that.
Oh, sorry. Four with ranged attacks. So yeah, you have...
So...
Yep,
yeah.
so add a d... So 4d6 damage here.
Okay. So I'll add an extra... I'll just roll 2d6 right there to add on, and those can ace, so... Let's see what we get. Oh, that was sad. Still, that is 9 damage total, and I will hold it.
Okay. The blast goes out and hits, sprays this creature that is, the assailant on Kittredge there. And it does pepper the individual, and they kind of rear back from the shot, and that will shake them. But you are a little concerned that maybe this isn't going to be as effective. It took quite a bit of the shot, so you're surprised by that. But also, And you get a little bit of a concern. Do you have a cult, Bonnie Parker?
I do.
Give me a cult roll, please.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you just, nothing yet. Nothing is really coming to mind here. Anything else? Any movement or anything from you?
No, I'm staying with Kittredge.
Okay. All right, that brings us to Mr. Hennessy.
What's the rule for called shots again?
What are you trying to call?
Oh, I'd like to shoot him in the head, please.
Okay, so I believe that is a -4. Let me,
That's pretty rough.
It's -4 unless you've got the marksman edge.
I
then
do
it's,
not.
Yeah.
so a head or vitals is -4 to the shot.
Okay.
Now, of course, you can, I guess wild attack would kind of seems, counterintuitive that you're wildly attacking while aiming for the head, but
No, I'm okay.
okay.
I mean, as for, well, you have to fan the hammer as an edge. You can't do that either, yeah. So.
Oh, I can't fan the hammer. I got 2 guns. I'm gonna shoot twice I'm gonna shoot him twice.
Is it multi-action or do you have a feature
I have 2-gun kid and
Okay.
ambidextrous, so I have no
Awesome.
penalties to this.
All right, and which one are you going after?
Oh, the one that just took a face full of buckshot and it's still walking. Probably.
Okay. All right. So as you come in, at the rear of the group, just entering into the warehouse there, it's kind of mostly covered in darkness other than the lanterns that, flicker off the walls and the crates. Take your shot.
2 shots. Here's the first one. That is, stand by. That is 15 -4 is an 11.
Awesome. That's a hit and a raise. So you got raised damage there.
Okay, what does the called shot do for damage?
I don't think it does anything extra. It's just you. Well, it would actually. Sorry. For head, +4 damage to the attacker's total. So there's a feature here. I should have pulled up the.
Guess I could open the handbook too. Look.
Oh wait, never mind. That's. Okay, so go ahead and roll your damage.
So that's
You
raised
have-
damage, so it'd be
Plus a
3d6, right?
Yeah, whatever your regular damage is plus a d6.
I forget what it is. I think it's.
I do 2d6 + 1. Are they just 6 shooters like?
Oh, they're
armies?
2d6 + 1. Yeah, so 3d6 plus. Okay, +1. Does damage ace too?
Yeah.
It does, yes.
Man, you'd never know that I'd played a whole 25 session.
I feel like that's how it goes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, Reverend usually missed, so.
Hey. To be fair, you're correct. 18. That's with the +1 from the gun.
Fantastic.
That's with nothing from the headshot though.
Okay.
What does
So-
the headshot do? I don't even know.
I mean, you obliterate this individual
Good.
with that, and I will say you don't notice if they're or sorry, let me double check this. Oh wait, man. Yeah, actually, that'll be great. And I did miss a feature here, so I think this is a great time to introduce it. So it's not a matter of like you definitely hit square, maybe through the eye. We'll say you shoot right through one of the eyes. This is going to impact. This would be deadly to any other creature.
I don't like that you said would be.
But this individual has not faltered from this, other than the recoil of the shot going through it. And it looks at you and lets out that hiss. And I did forget this, but upon sight, so everyone that has gone so far, I guess just Bonnie and now Ben, please give me a fear check at -1.
That's
So that is a spirit roll at
right?
-1.
Okay, I can do that. That's a 6.
All right, that is a success. You are good.
And I
Miss
do
Parker?
have another shot.
I think you're muted there, Ellie.
Yes, that was a 3 total. Bonnie gets a free reroll on fear checks because she has guts.
Awesome.
Take that free reroll and see if, and that gets me up to a 4.
4. Okay, good. So, the first time seeing these creatures, you are able to, hold yourself even after the shot goes through and doesn't seem to do anything. Ben, another shot, you said?
Yeah, and I think the way Ben resists this nightmare is that it's less about courage and more about just not being smart enough to know what's going on.
You don't have any occult, correct?
No.
Give me common knowledge at -4. There's always a chance. Maybe you heard
There's always a chance.
campfire story.
Whoop, that the D4 explodes. So we'll at least get 1 point. That's a 3. So no.
After the explosion? Oh, because I
Yep.
said -4. That's right.
Yep, -4.
All right. Well, yeah, you have no
It's
idea
fine.
what the hell these things are.
Yeah.
So
They're just people.
yeah.
Maybe need a little more sun. He also did just take a bullet to the head. I assume no extra damage from the called shot.
Correct.
Okay, well, Ben doesn't know that, so he's gonna do it again.
That would be like the fact that this thing didn't go down, like,
Yeah, I
to
shot
work
him
in
in
the
the head,
explanation of the mechanics. Generally, there generally are extra damage, but that didn't happen.
Ben shoots him once in the head. Pistol, the 6-shooter goes off, and he's like, and it just continues forward. Did I miss? All right, go for the next one. Ooh, I'm gonna Benny that. You know what? I'm Benny it. I've got an extra one. That slipped out. It was a 9 though.
That's what she said.
That's a 1. That misses. The second one misses.
Okay. The first shot goes off, and you dead-eye right through its skull, but it does not miraculously seem to phase it. And the second one, maybe that throwing you off, you miss wide, as this creature then turns and turns its attention towards you. And then we go to our witch, Kittredge. First things first, make a spirit roll to see if you can unshake.
Let's see. I got pretty good spirit. All right. $11.
Yeah, you'll definitely unshake there. And then go ahead and make another spirit roll at -1 for the fear check.
Okay. That's a 6.
Okay, you're good there. You hold your own with these creatures there. Your turn proper. What are you doing?
Out of curiosity, what is the fear level in here?
I would say 3. So I think that's an
darn.
extra -1. I think that's an extra -1 to rolls.
Oh shoot.
Even if you succeed.
No, to fear checks. I'm saying.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I was just hoping it was a 4. I get stuff when it's a 4.
Oh, okay.
All right.
You know what? We'll let you have it. So yeah,
All
we'll,
right.
yeah, we're at a 4.
Okay.
Do you have
Is-
occult, by the way?
I do have a cult.
Go give me a quick occult roll.
That's a 6.
Awesome. I actually was maybe gonna just take it back anyway, and you've heard stories of creatures like this. Like everything fits the description of these creatures called Nosferatu. These ferocious, blood-sucking abominations. The giveaway are those like fangs. They're not traditional vampire teeth that are on the sides. These are like their front 2 teeth that are more narrow, long fangs there. So you're familiar with them. And you know that, they certainly do have some specific weaknesses.
Do I know what they are?
That I will give you for the occult roll, I will say, which you had a success on. So, you know that, their heart would be a weakness. Holy symbols can certainly kind of keep them at bay. Sunlight kind of goes for any vampire type individual. There would be their main weaknesses there. And then, of course, garlic or silver bullets would probably carry damage through as well.
All right. Kittredge just sort of rattles those off and then says, I don't have any of those. So there's one directly in front of her. Are there any other sort of near her?
Yeah, so if you see on the map there, that'd be a loose interpretation of where they're at.
We don't have
don't
any
see the
map.
map.
It's all, you gotta call that out.
Well, I
One
thought it
second.
was just very dark in here.
How about that?
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
I see that
that's
Oh, she said theater of the mind.
that's
That was like,
great.
that was for us too.
So yeah, really, I mean, as I said, kind of ignore the background there. It's more just kind of for location for all of you. So you stand there in there, and you've got the other ones, standing nearby as they've kind of came out of the shadows of this warehouse, closing in on all of you.
Okay. I am going to cast Havoc in
All
a
right.
Oh boy.
A cone template
Cone?
in front of me.
Okay.
And I'm also going to pump into it strong, so anyone it hits has to make a they're distract. Wait. First, I need to actually do my spellcasting roll. That's a 6.
That is a success.
All right. They have.
So it looks like they're distracted.
They're distracted, and then they make a strength roll at -2 because I pumped another power point into that.
Okay. And what happens if we fail here?
They are blasted directly away from me,
Okay.
2d6 inches, and if they hit something, they take 2d4 damage.
Okay. All right. So roll that out. I got 3 dice. We'll do that. Distracted is subtract from 2 from all trait rolls. That's I'm gonna call this a trait roll here. So we have -2 plus what was your debuff penalty from adding into the power? Another.
That was
The
a
strength roll.
-2. -2 to their strength roll.
Okay, so -4 on these rolls altogether. All right, we have two failures, and we do have 1 success, 1 save out of that. So we'll say that the one that's right up near you is the one that's saved, but the actually no, they're shaken. Well, it'll be easy. The one right up near you is the one that's saved, but the other 2 are blown back. So go ahead and roll damage there if you'd like. 2d4 on that. See what happens to
Okay.
them.
Well, that's just a 4.
Just 4? You can Benny damage if you want. And you take best of either rolls. It's not like you don't lose your initial roll, so you can't get worse.
Okay.
Only if you want, just offering it.
I got 2 Bennies. All Benny damage.
Okay.
Ooh, and one of those. You raise or you ace
Explode,
on damage,
yes.
right? Yeah.
Yep.
12 damage.
12?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, that will... Okay, almost... well, yeah, that's going to shake them for sure, and they're going to fly back. Because they do fly back and hit, crates or shelving or whatever. So just move them back a little bit, for that. So, all right. That should be your full turn, I believe. And we will then head to these individuals. Let's see if they can unshake. What do we got here on spirit? Ooh, they don't have any spirit. Interesting.
I mean,
That is a fail.
they're vampires, right?
That's true. That's true. Next one will succeed on that, so they will get to act normally. That's actually... Yes, they will succeed because it exploded even with the distracted. Quick pause too. Thank you to Anonymous for $50 donation. We're up to $700 on the night. Thank you so much. So with that, I'm going to throw that into the auto success pile. So group, you have one auto success if you want to utilize that sometime here. But this Nosferatu is thrown back into some pile of crates. The splinter underneath the weight of him, and he stands back up and is able to shake it off. And then is going to look out and is very frustrated, and is going to go ahead and I think just rush towards you, Kittredge. You are the threat, and he's going to run in and this time attempt to bite you. I'm just going to roll. I'm going to just do it in the Foundry here. Distracted should count on this. That is a failure. Why did it do
2d10.
2 rolls? I think one of them, I don't know why, I don't know if Frenzy is checked. I don't think that's supposed to apply. So that's a failure. It comes forward and it tries to bite down on you, but the thick duster, it kind of prevents it, and you get out of the way as well from that. So that is its turn. There's one more here, and is going to go and rush towards Ben here that fired off the shots and come on with a claw attack. But this one is going to come in, and it just looks wildly infuriated. It's going to come at you with a couple of those. So fighting rolls is D10s.
Hello there, sir. No, please, no.
D10 wild attack. So minus, because multi-action, but wild attack. That's why I was doing wild attack. So to negate the penalty there. What is your parry, friend?
5.
Okay, well, fortunately that's a hit on both of them.
Cool. Nice
So-
knowing y'all.
That is...
You don't get any bonus to parry for holding a gun in your hand, do you?
Do not.
No.
Hey, if it's trademark weapon, you do.
What if you're dual wielding them?
Is there for
Yeah.
dual wielding, or?
No, trademark weapon you do, though.
I knew I should have taken that one.
All right, so I've got
name something like Bessie or something.
I've got 17 on the first. What is your toughness there?
5. So
Okay, so that's 12 points. That is shaken and 2 wounds.
Yep.
Are you going to soak that? Attempt to soak
I
it.
would love to try.
All right, go ahead. Spend a Benny and make a vigor roll.
Oh boy. Well, this has been fun, gang. That's a 5.
A 5?
Yep.
Okay, you good with
Might be
that?
a time for that auto success.
Well, that just means to take one wound instead, right?
Yeah, the success isn't really super helpful in this situation.
Like I
because you kind of need the explosions.
if you don't soak all wounds received, right? You only
You're
soak one.
No, so you need every raise you get takes away a wound. Or sorry, every success you roll takes away a wound.
Okay.
If
so I
you
got
get
one
rid of all
success.
wounds,
Then
then
you
you're
lose
also
the shaken.
unshaken. Yeah.
Okay. I'll just take the one wound then.
Do you want to? You can Benny it. Or are you good with what you have?
I'm about to get hit again. I'm gonna Benny this one.
And re-roll
Man.
the attempt.
Well, no, I got a 5 the first time. I'm gonna spend another Benny to try to soak this? Can I try to soak?
No, you
this
can
item?
only soak
The
one.
first
Okay,
attack,
never mind,
the
never
first
mind.
attack caused. Yeah, you can't re-soak.
I'm good with that then.
Okay, so you have 1 wound and you are shaken. The second attack comes in, it does hit, and it's 4 points of damage. So it actually, you don't get anything from that.
Yay! All
Because
right,
it's
cool.
below your toughness there. Yeah. Okay, so go ahead and
He
mark
did
that on your sheet.
17 and then 4.
Yeah.
Christ.
So remember, since you're rolling manually, that you have that wound
Yep.
and you're at -1 to your
Yep.
things. All right, that is its turn. All right, end of the order. Finally, let's get to Samuel Hodge.
All right. Did Kittredge have a chance to share any of the information she learned from?
Yeah,
she-
she kind of
she-
yelled out.
Oh, okay.
And I would
so-
say,
Shoot it in the heart.
yeah, basically when she calls out to you like heart, holy, and light, that stuff would probably trigger for you to be like, okay, I've heard at least stories of this stuff. I know how to deal with that.
Okay. The reason I ask is I'm going to cast. Well, okay, I'll play it all out here. You'll see. I'm going to draw a Colt revolver from the holster at my side, and you're going to see some etchings and carvings on the barrel of the gun start to glow in kind of a light blue color. And I'm going to cast Ammo Whammy,
Nice.
which I guess is just a spell casting roll.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Was Uncle James Hex
Yeah,
too?
he
Because
was.
didn't he get ammo whammy for free?
Well,
I thought one of those was like
you-
free.
you-
Maybe that
I-
was one of his, or was he a huckster?
Well, it's a free action, but I think you still have to cast it.
Okay,
So
I think you're right.
So I don't have to multi-action it. That was a
You're
10.
right. That's a success. Yeah.
And a
And then
wrench.
is there any raise that you get out of it?
Yeah. So with the raise, I can actually pick 2 effects for the shot. So the reason I asked about the weaknesses thing,
Mississippi molasses or whatever it was.
they're all goofy names. There's one called Argent Agony, and
Mm-hmm.
it affects the being as though it was comprised of its weakness if
Yeah.
I know what the weakness of the creature is.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So I'm going to
Nice.
use that ability, and looking where they're at here.
I think silver also applies to vampires, right? Or is that just werewolves? I don't know. It's fine.
I think it's both. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I will.
It's made of garlic. It's a garlic.
There you go. Yeah, garlic bullets.
Perfect. And then I'm going to.
It's a crucifix-shaped garlic bullet.
loaded for bear.
That glows.
So this will do 2d8 instead of 2d6.
Okay.
For the damage. So,
All right.
First things first. Shooting roll,
Yeah, that too.
and the shooting is a 8. That's a 6.
A 6.
Pew.
Oh yeah, that's a success on a shooting. Yep.
Yep. All right. This is going to now be from the old Colt army. It'd be 2d8. So first d8.
Hennessy, what was your adventure card that you had?
I got an angry mob. I'm planning
Oh,
on.
that's right.
I mean, we're shooting up a storm out here. I might plan on using that pretty quick.
Okay, this is hard now with math. So I rolled a 2 on the first d8, then an 8, so that's 10, and then another 8.
18.
That's 18. Roll again, and then a 1, so 19.
19 total.
Yeah.
And which one were you going after?
Good question. The one, I'll just say the one here in front of Kittredge.
Okay. Yeah. So, where do you shoot at the creature?
Yeah,
you
so-
definitely take it out. So go ahead and
All
describe
right, yeah.
that.
So hearing Kittredge say what these are is like, oh, of course, I'm gonna try to hit it in the heart here, and using my Hex Slinger, Ammo Whammy abilities, I'm going to take aim and try to, as best I can, aim for the heart of the creature to put a direct hit there.
Okay, so I mean the damage roll was fantastic, so you're fine there. There would normally be a called shot to the heart, so a called shot, but it's fine. So
Yeah.
going forward, just keep that in mind. but the damage was fantastic enough. And yeah, it just kind of, you see that it almost like burns when it hits into the creature, and it lets out this wail, this just horrific wail as it does so, and just kind of falls to the ground and does seem to just crumble to dust as it falls to the floor.
All right. And I will say too is the obviously the gun barrel is glowing too, but the bullets themselves, they fly out, are definitely not going to look normal to Ben and anybody else that sees that.
All right, we're gonna get to round 2. Reshuffle and deal. Well, not reshuffle. Well, actually reshuffle, yes, because of the Joker. So we are at. That one is dead. I didn't mark them dead, so they will not be there. All right, so that would bring us to back to you there, Mr. Hodge.
All right.
Would Kittredge or Bonnie like to try and get a new card for a Benny? Or are you good where you're at?
I'm gonna save that last penny.
Okay.
Yeah, if Hodge just keeps shooting these things, I think I'll be good.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna kind of do the same thing here and see the one that was, yeah, actually kind of did a number on old Ben here. I will ready the Colt revolver and fire a shot at that one.
Okay.
I'm gonna do a bullet with your name on it, which give me a +2 to my shooting roll to make sure I hit, and then I'll do that Argent Agony as well.
Oh, because ammo whammy affects the whole
So that'll be a
magazine cylinder.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
5 rounds. So that's 6 to hit.
That'll hit.
All right, this will be just normal.
Are you gonna go for the heart again, or are you just gonna?
No, just normal.
Okay.
Normal
All right.
shots on this one. I just flavored it that way to describe
Yeah,
it.
that's fine.
Yeah, not as good damage that time. 7.
7. Okay. Do you want to Benny that?
Yeah, let's do that. 10.
A 10. Okay. 10 is actually good because their toughness, I'll say, is 9. So yeah, you definitely needed that.
All right.
So you do hit. That will only cause a shaken though, but still applies.
All right. Yeah, I guess that'll be my turn.
Okay. All right. This one back here is going to attempt to unshake. Will not. See if they crit fail. That they do not. All right, so they don't get to do anything. That brings us to Mr. Hennessy.
Okay, I'm gonna roll to unshake. Let's see if this goes well. Oh, my spirit's not a D6, it's a D8. That is a success. That's a 7.
Shooting roll 7.
No, that's unshaken.
Oh, sorry, shaken.
Unshaking, and then how does this work in Savage Worlds? Trying to get away from something.
So withdrawing from melee. The individual gets a free action, so they can take an attack.
Right.
Is it any attack or just a melee attack? Not that I think it matters for these guys, but
Right. I think it is specifically melee, but yeah.
Oh boy.
Anything to slash back?
I got my knife. I guess I could try that.
You might have a counterpart that can help out with that.
Yeah, you know what? I'll holster my Colts and pull out my Bowie knife,
Okay.
and I'm gonna stab this motherfucker.
All right.
I'm gonna try to, I guess. It's fighting, right?
yeah.
Yes.
Never
Yeah.
actually had a hand-to-hand character in this game.
I think your damage will probably be like your strength die plus.
Strength
D4
plus.
plus strength, yeah. All right. Fortunately, I didn't buy 2 knives. That is a 4.
Just a 4.
I reckon I'm gonna Benny that.
Okay.
There's a 6 plus.
Yeah,
Six
that'll be a hit if you get over that.
Plus. So
Well.
an 11.
11? Do you have a penalty to the roll?
No, I got two. I got 2 6s and a 1, or
That's
a 13. Holy shit!
Yeah.
I think Ben is like rubbing off on me, getting into my head. Oh no!
So
Okay.
that is a hit and a raise. Kittredge, do you want to play your adventure card with
I
this
was
melee
gonna
attack?
play that adventure card.
All right, and what does that say again for us?
Play to double
the damage.
of a
Okay.
successful melee attack.
So
for raise damage though, does it rate like I get an extra die for that, right?
yeah, so just double
What?
the standard damage.
Okay.
Maybe 2d4
But
plus
which
strength?
die? Is it 2d4s or is it the strength die?
Both of them, yeah. So roll 2d4,
Well, no.
roll 2 strength, and then 1d6.
Okay. Wait.
Quick counter. I don't want to step on your toes, Marshall. It's double the damage total, which means after he rolls, like if he rolls.
Oh, the damage. Okay.
like,
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
So raise damage
That's easier.
adds another weapon.
Raise damage is a
die?
d6. Nope.
It's
Raise.
always a d6. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
gotcha.
1d6. Yep.
Yep. Gotcha. All right. Well, none of those aced, which is very sad. But that is a 9, so double that is 18.
Okay. That's not bad at all. And that is yeah, you will slash out. You'll definitely shake the individual's already shaken. You just go and start stabbing at this creature.
Yeah, he's
You have a lot of the same result though as the one you shot through the head.
he
Just
in
becomes a
panic,
pincushion.
Yeah, in a panic, he holsters his guns, pulls out his knife, and stabs him. Stabs him between the ribs, and then is like, looks up at it. Its eyes are still glowing, and he's like, "Oh shit!"
What did you roll on your attack roll?
4.
No, you got over on because you bennied that, didn't you?
Oh, I did. That's
Yeah,
right.
it was a
I got
13?
a 13. Yep.
All right, so
Would you retroactively let me?
yeah, we're gonna retroactively
Okay,
this here.
let me
move
call
on.
that shot
So
to the heart.
yes, to the heart. So you stab through the heart. You would still be so you whatever. We're just gonna roll with it.
I
And
appreciate that. My brain's
you
a little
do-
scattered.
you same here. It's been a long weekend. You're stabbed through, and you do connect, and you hit like something in there. You can hear it like squelch inside, and then the Nosferatu just looks at you and like just kind of like draws back, and then it just goes to dust as well and falls to the ground. That
Now-
went down.
Ben has a general estimation of what is inside of a man, and it's not normally dust, and so he's very confused.
With that, we head back over to Bonnie.
All right. Would saying a little word of scripture overtaking my aim count as using a holy damage or a holy symbol against a vampire?
I think absolutely, yeah.
All right, I'm gonna multi-action this. So
I'll say that you know that it keeps them at bay. It's not going to cause any damage. It's just it kind of like, if they want to attack you, they have to, make a spirit roll is the mechanic wise.
okay, so
there.
it's not gonna help me cause damage to it.
Correct.
Can I do an additional occult roll to see if there's any thing other than getting it through the heart?
Well, from what Kittredge shared, the holy symbol keeps it away. Sunlight, of course, is the other thing. And then, as we said, cross-shaped garlic bullets.
Cross-shaped garlic bullets. I mean, I don't really have it. I didn't pack any of those, I'm afraid, and I don't seem to have any silver. But if I spent a penny to change the scene, would you say that Bonnie might have a little silver piece or small necklace or something in her pocket?
I think that's fair.
All right, I will give you my last penny here to alter the scene. One of the many really cool things Bennies do in Savage Worlds, and yeah, in that case, knowing that's the mechanic, I am not going to take a multi-action. I will, again with this the second Nosferatu that's still on Kittredge, I am going to shove that little silver necklace into the underbarrel along with the fresh shell.
Yeah.
While muttering, well, as my old granny used to quote the good book, "Be strong and courageous. Do not be frightened and do not be dismayed, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go." And boom, shotgun. Let's see if I critical fail
Let it
this.
fly.
See if I critical fail this. I got no bennies, so it's
You did not. That is a success.
That's a successful hit.
That is. So go ahead and roll damage 3d6 there.
3d6. I don't think. Yeah, there's no additional strength with the melee, is there? No strength die. No, it's just 3d6. Cool. Roll 3d6. Set that to ace. That's not a great roll. That's a 7. And I got no bennies, so that's a 7.
No bennies. All right. Unfortunately, that is not enough. I'm gonna give you a shaken result because of the added silver, but it's not enough to cause a wound and do anything else against the individual. But yeah, anything else? I think that's everything for your round, your turn.
I guess Bonnie just sees it just kind of jerk and not even get hurt and just goes, well, shit, I just bought that necklace 2 weeks ago. That was a waste. And she kind of laughs.
The one you just shot does attempt to unshake and is able to do so, and is going to go ahead and it's going to come after you, Bonnie. You just shot it. So I'm going to say that it's withdraw from melee, even though it's kind of right there on the grid. But Kittredge, if you have a melee attack, any sort of melee attack, you could go ahead and unleash that.
None to speak of.
Okay. All right, well then it's going to come forward and go ahead and attempt to slash out. I haven't used any of my bennies. I'm going to use one of these. And it didn't help. 6 against your parry there. Bonnie, what do you have?
Enough to shake. My parry is a 4.
Okay, so it's a hit, and here comes the damage on that with the slash.
All right, that's just the hit. Math is hard.
Yep.
And here comes the D12.
Yeah.
Here comes the D12, and I can't soak.
That is not good.
No.
Well, bad D12 roll.
The Reverend's power remains the stay.
7 total is the there. What's your toughness?
4, so just enough to shake.
So
enough.
only shake. Yep.
Yeah.
Nothing extra there. All right.
Lucky
Slash comes forward, and it's just tis but a scratch, but still shakes you up a little bit. All right, Kittredge, you are up.
Can I see the cross embedded in it?
Like from the necklace you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'll say it's kind of like hanging in there.
All right. Can I cast telekinesis to just try and push the cross further into its body?
Ooh.
I think, yeah.
All right.
I like
Okay.
it. Yeah, go ahead and
roll.
cast that.
Ooh, yeah. I get to roll again though, because I'm a witch and it's scary. That's a 4.
That's a success for the spellcasting. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess I get to try to. My telekinesis has a strength of 1d10.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna roll for that.
Yeah. We're just gonna say that that's your damage roll there. So.
That's also a 4. I kind of want. I don't. No, I'm not gonna spend my last penny.
Okay. You try. You push it in, but it just it doesn't seem to go any further into the individual. It just kind of is annoyed by that. So any movement on your turn?
I think I'm just gonna try and be not next to it. I'm gonna step away.
Okay, I'll say it's engaged with Bonnie, so no withdrawal there. We go to round 3, and this one back here is up. Will be able to unshake.
Wow,
And-
Bonnie and me are not getting good draws there.
Is going to rush forward to Bonnie. That's a 10, so I think that's going to be hitting a raise there. So
That is
Sorry.
a hit raise, yeah.
oh my gosh, all 2s on every single die I rolled. We're bending that.
All 2s again.
Oh my gosh, no, a 1-1 and a 5, so not any better. So 7 points of damage. You are shaken, so I think that'll just cause a wound.
Yeah, because I can't spend a Benny Dunn shake because I don't have any. So yeah, that's good for 1
All
wound.
right, so shaken and a wound. That is its turn. Mr. Hodge, can we
Did we
clean
have-
things up?
Did we have a group, Benny? I can't remember.
I don't think there was one.
You remember? Benny? Oh, success. Okay.
Yeah.
And remind me, what's the radius on a small blast template?
The what about it?
Like what's the size of a small blast?
Oh, yeah.
template?
4 squares.
I'm sure there was a way to position without without having Bonnie in.
What is it that you're
in the
doing?
mix. It's potentially explosive, which causes damage in a small blast template.
Yeah, that's going to be really tough
Okay.
to avoid your counterpart.
All right. And I think this is the one to the, I guess next to Bonnie, is the one that has the cross in it.
Okay. To the south, yep.
Yeah. Okay. I am going to go ahead and use my action card, which will give me a +2 to this attack,
Okay.
and I'm going to called shot to the heart, which I think will be a 2. So just even it out.
So it says vitals is a -4.
Oh, it's a 4.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So it'd be a -2.
You can
Alright.
hit that. You're
Let's do.
fine.
You can go
bullet
wild
with your-
attack
Well, bullet with your name on it can just add a +2, then it'll be another.
or that too.
I really want the 2d8 for the damage. No, it'll be cooler if I shoot the cross. So yeah, we'll do a +2 bullet with your name on it with the. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna skip the weakness thing, 'cause my intent is to shoot the cross into his heart, which is already its weakness.
Okay.
So I will do the 2d8 damage and make this a straight roll.
All right.
Amazing.
Sorry,
Let
I'm,
her
trying
rip.
to, I'm trying to make this cool. All right, so that will be, a 5 after all the math
Yeah, we'll hit.
to hit. Okay, so this will be 2d8 damage. A 6 and a 7 is
13.
13 points of damage.
Okay. That actually, yeah. How do you take it out?
All right. Seeing Kittredge previously, she kind of started to move the cross. I could kind of see some glimmering light reflected off the lantern, and so I aim my my 6-shooter at that particular point and fire a bullet, striking it kind of true right in the middle of the cross and pushing it further into the creature's heart, killing it.
the bullet penetrates, and again it like lets out this hiss and cry, and then again like the other one falls to the ground and disappears into a pile of dust. Is that your full turn?
Yep, that'll do it.
All right. Ignore that, and then okay, Mr. Hennessy.
Knife goes to the ground with the with the dust, very confused, pulls out his guns again, and he's gonna do 2 cold shots to the heart, which is -5 total because he's got a wound.
Okay. You can go wild attack if you want and get that extra +2.
What does that entail?
Gives you +2, but +2 incoming attacks.
It's reckless.
Yeah.
That seems like a not very smart move, which is
I mean, if you
pretty
just
on
take
brand.
care of your enemy, then
So
It's
Do
+2
it.
to hit and +2 to damage.
yeah,
and,
that too as well.
then you're only vulnerable till the end of your next turn, and there's only one more vampire on the board. I think wild attacks is
let's
pretty
do it then.
So -3 all day on your
Yes.
shots.
Which is a total of -1 if he's wild attacking. Then yeah.
No, because
No,
he was
'cause
at
it's
-5.
-5 initially.
Yeah.
So -3.
You just need a 4 to hit. Unarranged.
You've got a Benny.
Shit. Yep. Spending the last penny. Because I only got I got a 3. Nope. Nope, that's a 1.
Not a crit
Right.
fail, is it?
No, it's not. Second
Alright.
shot.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, please. Fuck you. Nope. Nothing. 2 shots going wide.
Not wanting to hit your counterpart Bonnie there, your aim is put off just a little bit, and unfortunately goes wide with each shot.
He's still
And
a little
we-
bit freaked out.
Absolutely.
Magic, dust, vampires.
We do then go to the Muckraker. First things first, unshake. Attempt.
Indeed, I do. All right.
Cool.
I do not unshake.
And no bennies to do
No
so,
ben-
right? All right.
So
Auto success.
all I can do is
Yeah, that's true. You want to use that auto success here?
up to
Go
the group.
for it. Yeah, do it.
Go for
You
it.
know what?
May
You
as
might
well.
want to appeal. We can wind that back and give an auto success to our
Oh, we don't
cute
have to.
and dumb cowboy there if you want. On that called shot.
I'm
It's up
happy
to.
for that as a narrative. It is getting late.
Okay.
All right, roll your damage there, cowboy.
Yeah, watch the damage not be enough to actually do anything. Though.
Yeah, watch. All right. So auto success, 2d6 plus 1 plus 2 because of the
Mm-hmm.
wild attack. Okay, so 2d6 plus 3. Please? Dice? Ooh, okay. All right. 17.
Yeah,
heart.
that will do it. How does it look?
He's very quick with his guns, even though he's freaked out. The first one does go wide, but the second one tears a hole right through the center of the finely dressed pale man's chest.
Bonnie, you see, is bullet rips into the Nosferatu in front of you, and again, like the others, it rears back, recoils from that, and then lets out a hiss and a wail. As then it too crumbles to dust to the ground, and the warehouse falls quiet.
Well, would you look at that? And I bend down into the pile of dust, fish out my necklace, swat it off, and put it in my pocket.
Got a bit of a dent in it, doesn't it now?
Well, it's just lucky now.
Okay. I have a few questions about what's going on.
Coincidentally, at the end of the encounter, a few individuals show up at the door of the warehouse wondering what the hell is going on here late in the middle of the night with all this gunfire.
Is this my angry mob?
Yes,
Did
your
you
angry
play-
mob.
Did you
They
play
show
Big
up.
Mom?
Real quick, let's wrap this up, gang. What tell us how the rest of this story plays out from here. What does this look like?
No.
So you're very confident you found the missing cargo in this crate.
Oh, the Nosferatu were the cargo?
Yes.
And that is a word that Ben does not know, so he really stumbles around with it.
The important word here, Mr. Hennessy, is criminal, and Mr. Halstead is clearly one. So, kind of what I'm envisioning is us going and accosting Halstead and doing a bit of a citizen's arrest here.
Well, let's don't forget he had blood dripping down his shirt. He may not be what he seems to be.
What do you think those fangs are for?
I assumed biting people.
So I think before we go talk to him, Sam's gonna go over to one of the crates there that those were in and break off a piece of the wood and take with us.
Okay, make a steak.
Yeah.
All
Just in
right.
case Mr. Halstead needs a little extra motivation.
Do you not have a knife? You can borrow mine if you want.
Yeah, I saw it worked out real nice for you earlier. Yeah, I saw
You
it.
grab your makeshift stake, and you had Kittredge heading over to Lenore and gathering them up, tending to the bird that clearly got slapped earlier. You all head back to the makeshift lodging there, and you see that there's a big commotion, and people are wondering what's going on. They did hear the gunfire, things like that. And you get murmurs that there's a few individuals missing, and you investigate and wonder what's going on, and it seems that Halstead and a few others are not to be found. They've disappeared, and they just witnesses say that Halstead seemed to bite a few other individuals before they then took off.
Well, they need shelter before daybreak. Where can they find that?
The question lingers as the morning slowly comes, and that will be an adventure for another time.
Sounds like we're hunting some nasty furdo.
Finally, a job worth my considerable talents.
And that's where we will wrap up tonight. Everyone, thank you so very much to all my players. Fantastic. Bounce House, thank you so much for hanging out with us here, sticking through that as well. We've capped off at $700 on the weekend. I think I've got $100 to put in there, so we're going to end on $800, which I am super proud of. So glad to get that for the weekend. So thank you so very much. And we've got a few things to give away as well. So I'm going to give everyone a few more seconds as we do outroductions. So if you have not gotten in on the giveaway, do so now. ! Suede. We have 3 more of these credits for the Pinnacle store to give away, care of Pinnacle themselves. So Bonnie, as Ellie playing Bonnie, please say hello.
Hello, thanks everyone for stopping by. Not new to Savage Worlds, but this was my first session at Deadlands and could not have asked for a better posse, a better marshal, and a better cause.
Thank you so very much. Great to have you here. First timer to the Bounce House. Hope to see you again.
Yeah.
We're going to go down to Mr. Indiana Sloan. We just bumped up our goal, another $100. Thank you, sir, so much for that. So we're at 800 plus I've got another 100 myself. So we're going to be getting there close. Indy, please say hello.
Yeah, hello everybody. I'm Travis, aka Indiana Sloan. If you've been around the Bounce House for a while, you've probably seen me in various campaigns and one-shots. So I just want to thank all of my players here that got to join. And Todd is being an awesome marshal as always. And if you do the Twitter thing, you can find me at the Indiana Sloan. Give me a follow.
Awesome. Thank you. Always a pleasure to have you here. Thank you very much. Let's go above you to Aaron. Thank you for being here. Please say hello and tell us about yourself and anything you got going on.
Hi, I'm Aaron. I make games, and you can, if you're on Twitter, you can check me out at Triggy42.
All right. Look forward to checking that out. Thank you for being here as well. Get you to the table again. And then last but not least, let's go down to our cute but dumb cowboy, Mr. Hennessy. Zed, always a pleasure.
Yeah, great to be here. Yeah, so I have been Ben Hennessy today, but I'm also known as Zach or Risen Zed. I have been also here on the Bounce House for quite a long time now. You can find both Indy and I over on the Bounce House YouTube channel, playing a whole 25-ish. How long did it end up going?
Maybe 27.
27 session, 27 session actual play of Deadlands. We did Horror on Headstone Hill, where I play an undead creature. I've also been in some other things. Mostly you can find me on Twitter at RisenZ or on Twitch, also at RisenZ, where I stream a variety of different video games. And as Todd described it,
cute guy with a beard yells at screen, basically.
Yells at screen during FPS. Now that is not indicative of everything that goes on, but that's that sometimes happens. So give me a follow over there if you want to see more of my antics.
We love those antics. Thank you for being here very
Great
much.
to be here, Todd.
All right. I have been your Marshal, Todd Moonmounts. Thank you for hanging out with us in the Bounce House. You can find me on Twitter at Todd Moonbounce to get information on other upcoming streams and things like this. I don't know. I know I've got stuff coming up, but I don't even know what it is. I just am ready to go to bed after this long, amazing weekend. Despite my exhaustion, it is still so rewarding. I'm thankful for everyone that came and hung out with us, all of my players to this table and all my other games. Just amazing. It's such a great time. So, please give me a follow. I'm always open to new players as well for things like that. So check that out. I love you all. Thank you so much. Have a great week here, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.